Okay, I think I'm live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another live stream. Hope everybody's doing really well. Hope everybody's having a great day, and that everything is going well. I don't really have anything to say. I'm starting late, obviously. I'm starting late because I had to go get some equipment. My dad's funeral is in about a week, and we're going to be performing, so I had to run off and grab some equipment. And my brother, like I'm the tech guy, or I was the tech guy in the band, so my brother didn't know what to rent out. He was the one renting it, so I had to go with him so we could, figure out what to take. So it kind of delayed me a little bit, and then I forgot to have breakfast. So by the time I got home, I was starving. So I decided to eat before starting. So I'm about an hour and a half later than usual. But Nora's not in school, so it's not like I have to be gone in the next 40 minutes to go pick her up. So we have a little bit of time. We should be okay. And obviously I've already told her that she can come and knock on the door if she needs anything, and she can let me know. But yeah, that's kind of where we are. I'm going to be playing some Dead Island today because I've been playing a lot of Minecraft and a few streams of 7 Days to Die. I wanted to do some Dead Island just because it's a little bit less free, and so I'm able to kind of just do whatever the game asks of me. I don't have to worry so much about making sure that everything is entertaining the whole time, because I can just kind of play the game. So that's kind of what we're doing. Hello, we win. Thank you for checking in. I hope you're doing okay. I didn't see you on Monday. We went. Hello, Brian. Hello, nice to see you. I didn't see you on Monday, so I'm gonna let you know, or Tuesday. Sorry, was it Tuesday? Tuesday. I didn't see you Tuesday, so I'm gonna let you know I was. Ooh, nice. I hope you have fun. So I went live on Tuesday. I had to record. I'm still needing to record. I'm not fully done. Some music for my dad, for his funeral or whatever. So I was live on Tuesday, but I went live in the evening. I didn't go live early because I had a doctor's appointment. Well, I didn't have a doctor's appointment. My doctor works at a walk-in clinic. He's my family doctor, but he also participates in a walk-in clinic. What was that noise? And so when I called to make an appointment, he didn't have an appointment for at least another 2 weeks, and I needed my refill, and I couldn't get it done. I wouldn't have enough pills to wait until I got it done. So I ended up going in during his walk-in hours to see him just to get the refill, and they happened to be during the stream hours, so I couldn't stream Tuesday at my regular time, so I came live way later in the evening, which would have been early in the morning for Europe. Hello, Nikki. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. How are you, Nikki? I hope you're doing okay. Thank you for the sub. 35 months. And so I had to go to my doctor's appointment. Yeah, the music's playing. Okay. And so I didn't get home till evening. I did my live stream in the evening, and it was just me recording some music. But then I went back and listened to it, and the audio was horrendous. It was so bad. Because I had to do some weird not hot wiring, but connect things in a really weird way to get the keyboard to work, because the way that I have my setup for my keyboard, one of my buttons is broken, and I pre-record some of the music because it's songs that my dad used to sing, so we're down 2 musicians, so I've had to pre-record some stuff so that way it'll fill in what they're missing. And the way that my keyboard works is there's a certain way that you can select the different instruments. I can select up to 16 instruments for a recording, but one of my buttons broke, and so it only allows me access to 8 of the instruments. I can't do all 16, but just the drum sequencer alone takes up 5 pieces. And then I need a piano and a bass, so there's 7 pieces right there, which leaves me 1 instrument to do trumpet, saxophone, if the song has accordion or whatever. So what I've had to do is actually record it on the channels that work, and then send it over. Well, I can record it on the channels that don't work, but it does this weird synthetic voice sound. It's woo. That's the sound it does. I know, it sounds exactly like a keyboard. And so I can't switch the instrument on it, so it makes this weird noise. So what I do is I'm using the MIDI USB port to plug it into my Mac, and then I have my Mac synthesize the sounds. So why I'm telling you all this is because when I went to go live, the only way I could pick up the audio is either pick up the audio from the keyboard, but then you wouldn't hear any of the trumpets and stuff, or pick up the audio from the Mac, but then you wouldn't hear any of the drum sequences. So what I had to do was plug the keyboard and the Mac into my computer, and to do that I had to use a microphone input. But when I did that, what ended up happening is in my headphones it was really quiet, so I had it turned up all the way. and on the meter that I have on screen that shows me how loud things are, the meter, oh, I turned off the thing, I gotta turn it back on. The meter showed me that it was not maxing out. Is this one the one? I think this is the one. Hold on. The meter showed me it wasn't maxing out, and so what was happening is it was reaching what would be my regular volume sound, even a little bit louder than what the music is right now, and I was fine. And then I went back and listened to the audio, and somehow OBS was signaling that it was quiet, but it was actually like insanely loud. So what ended up happening is my voice was quiet, the drums were quiet, but then the trumpets and stuff were like distortingly loud. So I took down the video because it was just the quality was horrendous. So that's why nobody saw me on Tuesday, because I was live way later in the evening. Like right now it's 1:30. I went live at like 8 p.m. on a Tuesday, and it was completely unannounced, so there was like 2 or 3 people watching. It wasn't really a big thing, but I needed to sit down and record, and I figured since I missed the stream, I might as well just do it live on video. I regret it now because I didn't take enough time to set it up properly, but I'll do it again one day. Yeah, I took it down. It was bad. It was really bad. Like the audio was horrendous. Like listening to the music right now, if I turn it up all the way, this is what my audio sounded like. So the music was like this, and my voice, my hey, what's going on? Hold on. My voice was like this. So that's what it sounded like. Like the trumpet was way overbearing on my voice, and when the trumpet stopped, everything was fine. And then as soon as the trumpet started, it was like overpowering. And the thing is, it's Latin music, so it's mostly trumpet and saxophone. But yeah, so it was a mess of a stream. But I was live. It wasn't at a regular time, so nobody saw me. But today, oh, okay, nice. Let me take a look. I'm gonna try to keep myself calm because I can't get too excited on stream. All right, so let's see. Wow, we win. You sure do look elegant. I am not having dirty thoughts right now. No, I'm kidding. Beautiful. It fits you wonderfully. Great dress. Really, really pretty. I like it. I like it a lot. Nice. Looks really good. It seems like it's not going to be too warm, which is really nice. Yeah. Yeah, Nikki. But it's okay. It's not a big deal. There was nothing important that happened during that stream. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and play some Dead Island today. Only because I didn't take my meds in time and I didn't sleep well last night. It sounds like all I'm doing is complaining today. In my room, it doesn't have a light. The room that I sleep in. Hold on, I'm just trying to open up Epic. It doesn't have a light, so I've got one of those like lights that you plug into the wall, like you would plug in normally for like a power cord or whatever, and on the other side is a light socket. And so I have it hanging on my ceiling and reaching down to the wall plug. The thing is, the only wall plug that's nearby is an old-fashioned wall plug. I don't know how old this house is. It's got to be fairly old. It's got like true wood flooring and stuff. And the wall socket only has the 2 prongs. It doesn't have the ground prong, and they're loose. And because of how old they are, so what happens is the light goes in, but if it just barely moves, it unplugs. And it's one of those smart lights, so I leave it on all the time, and I use my phone to turn it on and off, because if I want to turn off the light, I have to stand up on my bed and click the light to turn it on and off. So I use a smart light so I can turn it on and off with my phone. The problem is that when it goes unplugged and plugs back in, it turns on. So last night, and because it's loose, it does it all the time if it's not sitting properly. And a couple of nights ago, it was loose and it wouldn't turn the light on. And as I was pulling and pushing on it, I broke the faceplate. And so now it's even looser. And so while I was sleeping last night, I moved and I hit the cable and it turned the light on. And then it turned off. And then it was like flashing on and off a few times throughout the night. So I unplugged it completely. But it woke me up a couple of times throughout the night. So I didn't sleep very well. Then I forgot to take my meds before leaving. So like they're just starting to kick in now. So I'm a little bit tired. So I figured I'd do some Dead Island, something that I can kind of just play without having to fully be entertaining and kind of let the game take some of the entertainment. And it's not a frustrating game because it's just mindless zombie killing. So hopefully we can enjoy that and play a little bit of it. I'll go back to playing some 7 days and Minecraft soon. Maybe tomorrow I'll do some 7 days. Maybe tomorrow I'll do some 7 days. I don't know. I was enjoying Minecraft though. But yeah, so that's what... Okay, no problem, Weeman. So yeah, we'll do that tomorrow probably, play some 7 Days to Die. I brought out my old pop filter because I discovered a different way to hook it up to the microphone. Before I had it hooked up to like the actual microphone itself, but it's round, and what was happening is the pop filter kept like moving differently from the rest of the microphone. Because it's one of the spots that actually moves separately. And so what would happen is I would move the microphone and it would slowly go like this. And so it wasn't really working. And so I got frustrated and I put the other one on. But the other one doesn't really cover it properly. So I couldn't move the microphone because it wasn't meant for this microphone. But I found a different spot to connect this. So now it's in a much better spot. And it's not moving out of the way like it was before. I also repainted it because I put some tape on it because it broke. It's a cheap Amazon one that was like $5. And it broke, and so I super glued it, but the super glue made the plastic go white. And so I had tape on it, but the tape was coming off, so it looked really ghetto. So I painted it, and now you can't see it anymore. So I was kind of busy yesterday. I also redid the overlay on TikTok, so YouTube, Twitch, you can't see it, but TikTok, you can see, like, I kind of changed it up a bit, maybe make it a bit easier for people to find me on the other channels, because you can see here, like, it shows YouTube and Twitch, and then my name in the middle, so hopefully people find me easier. I also changed my gameplay layout a little bit more, so it's going to be a bit more zoomed in for gameplay, but I've given the gameplay a bit more space than I had before. Maybe it'll be a bit easier for people to find me too. So that's kind of what we're doing. So we're going to play some Dead Island, and I'm really excited because we haven't played it in a while, and I've been really craving it. I've been playing like an obscene amount of Subnautica, like an insane amount. I think I've got like 17 hours into my mission right now. I've got about 27 hours of gameplay in the game altogether in Subnautica Below Zero. Especially everything that happened with the Titan sub. It's cool. Okay, for those who are gonna think I'm a terrible person, I do not apologize. I don't care that those people died. I think it's hilarious. I feel kind of bad for the kid. Everybody else, I think it's freaking hilarious. At first, I felt sad for the science expert on there, and then I found out he's also a billionaire. So no, I don't feel bad for him either. But I don't feel bad for those guys. But that being said, as a human, if they had any clue what was going on, I'm sure it was very scary, and that part of me goes, yeah, that really sucks. Because if you've never faced death and really thought you were gonna die, it's not a fun feeling. When I had that gun pulled on my head, it was that was one of the scariest moments in my life. It was really, really scary. That was something I went through with my dad. Weird, it just hit me. Anyways, Chad, how's it going? Welcome. Yes, early squad. We're about to start, so don't worry. Not super, super early. Like, you're not early to the point where I'm going to talk for an hour. But anyways, so I've been playing Subnautica, and it's the human side of me feels that, like, it's a good representation of that loneliness they must have felt in those moments if they knew anything was going on, because from all the things that the creator said, you would hear crackling before it was going to give in, so they may have known something was wrong, especially with like the details of like the ballast being dropped and they were trying to ascend again. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about it because I don't know anything. I'm not an expert. Thank you so much. I didn't see what that was, but thank you so much. I appreciate that. I think it was a follow. Thank you. I don't know. What do you want me to call you? You've come by a few times and your name's a symbol on my screen. I don't know what you want me to call you, though. But thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, okay, so it was you, Chad. Thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Getting ready for the gym. Nice. Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. When you get old, your knees are going to thank you if you don't super overdo it. But good on you for staying healthy. I wish I was a little bit more dedicated. I don't have a great body physique for bodybuilding. I mean, I didn't work hard enough to fully bodybuild, but I used to work out quite a bit, and I was always very lean. Never was able to get a lot of like a lot of definition. Like, I used to do an insane amount of sit-ups every night and crunches and nothing. Never. I did planks and everything. Never. My stomach was rock hard, but it was always just flat. I never ever had a six-pack. Now I've got like a keg and a half going on, but still. But enjoy your workout. Anyways, it's a pretty cool mug, right? Right, we win? Right? I gotta, once I have some free money, I'm gonna buy a few new shirts. There's a guy locally that does shirts. Tyler, whenever he pops in, Tyler actually took me to this place where they make shirts, and I want to get a couple of custom shirts made because I don't have any more. I only have the 2, and my sweater is almost worn out, so I want to get a couple more. Anyways, the human in me connects with like the fear they must have felt, because like I said, the creator said that you would hear crackling and stuff before everything failed, so they must have known or he must have known for at least a few seconds that something was going on, and they must have had some kind of inkling, because no matter how much professionals try to like tell you, because when you're in an emergency, most professionals are gonna be like, no, everything's fine, we just had an issue or whatever. But you can always tell people in an emergency have a very hard time acting completely normal, and especially a quack like that guy. I don't think he would have the skill to act completely calm when something bad was happening. So they must have known. What I'm getting at is, because I'm not an expert, like I said, what I'm getting at is in Subnautica, you have moments of like complete sheer loneliness where you're swimming or you're diving in the middle of nowhere. And I was exploring yesterday, and if you haven't played Below Zero, a lot of the dead ends are just like big icebergs that you can't get past. But I found an area that wasn't an iceberg, and I was trying to figure out how to get deeper into the water, because the way you progress is by allowing your submersible to go deeper. And I had unlocked some deeper areas at like the ability to go deeper, and I couldn't find where to go. So I started exploring, and I ended up at the edge of the map without knowing it. And all of a sudden, it just like the slope is really, really soft, and all of a sudden it's just dark and empty, and I don't see anything. And you start feeling like the panic of like, oh my God, I think I'm lost. And then my submersible chimed in, and it's like, you're reaching the end of the life forms. Your chance of survival is quickly reaching 0. Please turn around now, or something along those lines. And then all of a sudden a big like Titan came up and attacked me. But those moments of like sheer panic, it's the morbid side in me going like, oh my God, they must have felt something like this. So like I've been so obsessed with Subnautica lately, because just like putting myself in their shoes of those moments of like the excitement of exploration, but then the risk. And then obviously like the cynical part of me going, I'm playing it in VR and I'm having just as much fun. Why would you spend $250,000 on that? You could have given me that money. You know what I mean? So Chad, apparently, obviously I've never been on a sub. Again, I'm not an expert. Apparently it's pretty common. I had seen that subs, American military subs, they use an Xbox 360 controller. The logic behind it, now, where I will say is, why use a Logitech controller when an Xbox controller for the extra $30 would be much more reliable? Mind you, I use a lot of Logitech stuff, so like I can't fully judge, but that being said, it's weird that they use a Logitech controller, but the reason they use controllers is, the logic is, if you're going to invent something on your own, there's a chance it's going to fail. Whereas if you buy something off the shelf for a controller specifically, you know it's been put through its paces, because gamers are some of the roughest people on the planet when they get angry on their hardware, that you know it's going to be fine when a submarine is relying on it, when it's a professional, quote unquote, using it. So apparently the logic behind it is that its reliability is high enough that they don't have to worry about it, whereas if they invented controllers, there's a higher chance it'll fail. But he went for a Logitech controller, which on average is like $20. Like, even that was like pathetically stingy. He should have gone for at least an Xbox controller. You know, an Xbox 360 controller is like $40 in Canada. I'm talking Canadian dollars here. Is like $40. But the Logitech controller is like the cheap PC controller you buy when you're too cheap to buy an Xbox controller. I wouldn't have put that controller in a sub. I would have at least done an Xbox controller, because those things can last for quite a while. There are people still using their original 360 controllers. I use an Xbox controller on my PC because it's reliable. I prefer the... I've talked about this before. I prefer the layout of the Xbox controller. I like the offset joysticks, but I prefer the technology in the PlayStation controller. But as I'm speaking about it, it's thrown on the floor because it's broken. My PlayStation controller broke for no reason. I don't play games that make me rage quit. I haven't used it. Alana was using it, and then it just stopped working. So more technology means more ability to fail. So I use my Xbox controller just because obviously it's a Windows thing. It's a bit easier to, you know, have it work or whatever. But like, why go for a Logitech controller? Like, dude, are you that cheap? You're charging people $250,000 to go down for a few hours. You can spend a little bit more money on a controller. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's not so much the reliability of it like responding properly. It's more the reliability of like something physically going wrong. So by it being manual, you would end up having to have some kind of, because of the amount of pressure, it would be very hard to like manually move any kind of thrusters. So you would need something that would be relying on like pistons, right? Some kind of hydraulic or some kind of like electric engine motor thing to move things around. Those can fail, and if those fail, there can be some issues, right? So like it's more likely to fail when you're going mechanically versus digitally, and if it fails, the controller, you could just run to the store and grab a new one and you're good to go. Whereas like if one of the hydraulic motors failed, then they would have to go and replace it, which would mean the sub would be unusable for God knows how long, depending on how long it would take them to fix, and then get it resealed so it would work again. So in that aspect, it is more reliable to go with the controller. Obviously, this is all me speculating. But yeah, you would think if you're going to be risking your life, you would be spending a hell of a lot more time and effort making something much closer to flawless versus, like, again, the simple sample of a Logitech $25 controller versus even a more expensive controller. You would think they would go for the more expensive one, right? Or like even go for like the, you know, the airplane cockpit controls that they can sell for games, where it has like a thruster and it has the joystick and you have all these different knobs. Like even if you went for something like that, at least then it would give you more options versus a regular controller. Apparently though, like even the American military uses a 360 controller. I remember reading about that when the 360 was the top of the line, that people were shocked that they were using a 360 controller, but it was so common. It got to the point where they were using the Kinect camera for like bomb defusal machines and stuff because the Kinect camera was so advanced at the time, and it was so much cheaper for them to just use that versus using their own technology that they would have to invest millions of dollars in to do what already is being done by a video game. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, he cut way too many corners. Yeah, and like even with the investors, yes. Passengers, he didn't have to have them to go, right? I think a big part of it was just the investors and his own ego getting in the way. There was somebody that commented that people are shitting on him, and like when airplanes were brand new, people did a bunch of silly things that killed them too, and nobody felt bad for them, or nobody laughed at them. But subs have been around since the 50s. Like we know a lot of the dangers involved with subs and a lot of the things you need to worry about with subs, and he just ignored all of them. So like he asked for it, right? It's like when you when I was a kid, toasters used to be made of metal. They still are, but they now have like a gap so they don't get as hot on the outside. But back in the day, toasters used to get broiling hot. I got blisters on my face because I decided to kiss my own mirror, my own reflection in the toaster, and I burnt myself. And I got blisters on my face from it. But like, if somebody tells you, hey, you're gonna get burned, if a little kid does it, they don't understand. They can't connect that somebody else has experienced it, and that's how you know. But like, let's say you've seen little kids burn themselves as an adult, and then you turn around and you do it and you burn yourself, and then you say, well, why didn't you laugh at them? You're laughing at me. Because you're a grown-ass adult, and we all know that this happens. We told you that this happens, and you have the ability to understand that we know that this happens. So if you burn yourself, you did it to yourself, and that's kind of what they did. You know, like the billionaires trusted that this guy knew what he was doing. But in the end, they were relying on a nobody who ignored all safety protocols, and everybody was really public about this. So they asked for it. You can't feel bad for people who asked for it, and they're cutting corners to make money. It was crazy. It was crazy. The Dark, hello, nice to see you. Welcome. Hyper, hello. I feel bad for the kid. That's the only one. The only one. The only one that I feel bad for is the kid. You know, he probably would have grown up to be one of those toxic billionaires, and he was probably a spoiled brat, because it's really hard not to be when you have money. It doesn't matter how good your parents try to be. It's hard to not become spoiled by having everything in your life just given to you. But that being said, he was scared, and he didn't do it out of his own sheer excitement. He did it for his dad. So I feel bad for the kid. It's the only one I feel bad for. All of that being said, this is the last thing I'll say, and then I'll start the game. All of that being said, I don't feel bad for them, because they didn't feel anything. Most of the time, and any medical person can tell you this, most of the time, when they say somebody died instantly, it was as close to instantly as possible, but it's almost never instantly. You know, like if somebody gets shot in the heart, let's say, a lot of the times it's going to be an instant death, quote unquote, but instant still means it takes a few seconds for your brain to like lose its blood and for it to turn off. You would have known what was happening in those few seconds. That's scary. You get in a car accident that kills you instantly. There's a good chance that there was enough time to register the pain before you passed away. It may have been for a split hair second, but it was still there, right? Instant heart attack, same idea. You have enough time to know it's happening and then you die. But these guys didn't even have enough time for the signal to process from their brain, from their nerve endings to their brain. They literally had an instant death. They had the most instant death you could possibly have. So I don't feel bad for them because they didn't feel anything. They might have had a few moments of panic if they knew what was happening to the sub, but outside of that, they didn't feel anything. So I don't feel bad for them because they didn't feel anything. They probably had a better death than 99% of the people out there right now. Hell, I wouldn't mind going down in the sub and dying that way. If I knew I was going to die, I would be okay doing it that way because it would be so quick. But outside of that, oh well, they got what they wanted. They got what they wanted. But the kid I feel bad for. The kid... we live in a world where we say 18 is an adult, but like I didn't really start thinking like an adult until I was about 25. Before then, I was still a kid. I still have moments where I think like a kid. So at 19 years old, you're still a dumb kid. And I don't mean that in a way of like, you're dumb. I mean in the way of like, you're still not fully appreciative of the things you're doing and like the risks you're taking or how valuable life is to fully understand it. Because at 19, you still feel invincible. So like, I feel bad for the kid because he had his whole life ahead of him and he didn't, even though he was scared, he didn't really comprehend how thin the line was between being safe and in danger. And he got caught up and it really sucks. It really sucks for the kid. But outside of that, all the other guys, they got what they risked and it's too bad for them. They went to go look at a bunch of poor people who died and gawk at the ship of the poor people that died. They got what they deserved. I don't feel bad at all. I think a big part of it, Chad, and we're hearing it now with like the spaceship that's about to launch, is they don't care about this ties into video games actually perfectly. They don't care about the risk or the wasted money that they're going to have. They're more worried about being able to stroke their own ego. They can come out of there and say, I went to the Titanic, one of a handful of people who have done it. And there are, more people have gone to space than have gone to the Titanic. And I'm one of those few. Having that kind of ego was more important to them, and it was worth the risk to get that ego stroke because, like it or not, billionaires are narcissists. Billionaires are very self-centered, and that's how they become billionaires. They don't care that they're taking money from everybody else. You have to be a narcissist to become that rich. That is why I'm not a good business person, because I don't feel justified in taking more money than other people if they're working harder than I am. But that being said, it's kind of the same thing in space. These guys are still going to risk going out into space despite it not fully being tested and not fully being, something that's really been done well. They're going to pay a ton of money to go up there with the same amount of risk of dying. Now, there's a bit more knowledge with the space travel because NASA experts have been involved in all this. So at least there's a bit more safety involved, but the risk is still there just to pat themselves on the back and say, I went to space. And this ties into video games because there was recently, I don't know if it was a paper that was written or just some experts were talking about it, but free-to-play games, they're bad because they use a lot of gacha mechanics to get you to spend money. And a lot of people use the justification of, well, I'm just not going to spend money with them, so screw them, I'll play their game for free. But what people don't realize, and it's starting to come out now, is that people who play it for free are actually a bigger problem than the ones paying money for the game. Because what happens is, if you and like 40 other people, including me, are playing the game for free, and then there's one, okay, let's say you and 40 of your friends are playing it for free, and then I step in and I'm going to spend money on this game, well, you're all plebs. You're all noobs. You got nothing. I'm going to spend money and look how cool my armor is so I can stroke my ego and show how awesome I am next to you because I got all this cool stuff. Even though I'm the only one spending money and you're all playing for free, the company knows that I'm going to step in and spend all this extra money to show off to you guys. And as you grind and get cooler stuff, I'll spend more money to get even cooler stuff than what you've got. So even though you're not giving them money, you're helping them incentivize me to give them money. So that ego stroke, the companies know exactly what it is. I'm not saying the people playing for free are to blame. I'm saying companies know this is how it works, and they know that the ego is a really big driver for people. So even if the billionaires have been told, hey, this is really unsafe, like the guy canceled with his son said to his dad, hey, I don't like this. It's really unsafe. People are saying it shouldn't happen. And the owner was like, oh, it's all stupid lies. The guy listened to his son. They had a much better relationship, obviously. But was he from Pakistan? I don't know. But the billionaire with his son, he didn't listen because it was more important for him to have that ego stroke of I went down to the Titanic than it was to actually ensure that he was safe. There's a value of risk for everything we do. You get on a plane, there's a risk that it'll crash. You get in a car, there's a risk you're going to lose control. But but there's a mitigated risk where we've done things to keep ourselves safe, right? But that sub didn't have any of that. But it was more important for him to show off how powerful he was and how cool he was that he went down to the Titanic. That's all it was. So they ignore all of it. So for me, that's why I don't feel bad, because they were more worried about like being the first to do something that is stupid. Like, it's not something that's worthwhile. They're not doing anything important. We all know what was on the Titanic. We all know where the Titanic is, and the scientists have looked at it. You're literally going to gawk at this ship, this tragedy, and just stroke your own ego about it. So they ignore it. It's stupid. It's so stupid. Yeah. And for, I'm assuming you're not a billionaire. For you and me, totally makes sense. For them, they need to be able to lord it over you, right? They need to be able to like show you that they've done this. It's kind of the whole like the billionaire thing. Like they buy. If you look at like Mark Zuckerberg and Jeff Goldblum, I was gonna say, Jeffrey Bezos. If you look at how they dress, they don't dress very fancy, right? Like you look at somebody like Tekashi 69 or whatever his name is, and he's showing off all his like Versace and Supreme and all this stuff, because we all know those are expensive brands. But like Jeff Bezos and them are buying clothes that look like what you would buy at Walmart, but they're like insanely expensive, and they could just get away with wearing Walmart brand and we wouldn't be able to tell the difference. But it's kind of that power that they like to lord over everybody, that even millionaires can't get to what they're getting, because they're that rich that they can buy stuff that looks like what the commoners wear. There's like that layer of it. I'm not saying that's the only reason they buy that stuff, but like there's that layer of having the ability to show people that you can do this. Like Jeff Bezos being able to show that he's going to build this rocket, and you know, wearing his cowboy hat and making it look like a penis. Like there's a layer of show off that needs to happen. So they could have done it all fake. They could have done it in a really like expensive sub and all this stuff. But the risk factor, like I was a hero, I went down there and took this big risk in this little ship, and like there's just this whole layer that goes. Human psychology is weird. Human psychology is weird. Yeah, I think we're gonna get to that point, Chad. I think we're getting to that point where AI is really gonna start doing stuff like this. I'm terrified of AI. I think AI is a really dangerous thing. Apparently, the kid, can't wait for the Titanic 2 movie. I think AI is a lot more dangerous than people are giving it accolades for. Like, people aren't really, I don't think they're really understanding how dangerous AI is going to be in the long term. Even something as simple as, I'm not going to get political. I'm starting the game, by the way. I'm not going to get political. But like everything going on with Trump, there's those audio recordings, right? I'm not going to talk about where I stand on them. I'm just using it as the perfect example because it's happening right now. Those audio files are going to be a very important part of this trial. We are at the precipice now where voice recordings are getting so realistic that it's hard to tell when they're real or not. We're going to get to a point where we are no longer going to be able to believe our own eyes and watch video footage as a conclusive way to prove that somebody did something. Right now, we live in a world... Why is there no sound? We live in a world where if somebody commits a crime and we have it on video, we can protect ourselves and be like, look, this person broke into my house. Or a dash cam. Look, this person brake checked me. That's why we crashed. We're getting very close to a time where we won't be able to do that anymore, because it could be easily disproven with AI and have the AI fake a video. So we're going to get to a point now. Laws take a lot longer than technology, so it's going to be a few years. But we're going to get to a point where we won't be able to believe the footage that we see or the voices that we hear, and it's going to be a lot harder to... It's already hard. It's going to be even harder to convict people with money, because billionaires and millionaires already get away with everything, but it'll be even easier when they could just fake a video that they were in the Bahamas the whole time. And how do you disprove it? Right? Like, I think AI is going to be a very dangerous thing. Or like in situations of like a dispute, let's say you're going through a divorce and there's like somebody who's very vindictive and he wants to take his wife's kids, and so he just AI fakes a video of her beating the kids, and now she's going to get charged and arrested and lose her kids because of a fake video. Like, AI has a lot more than just taking your jobs. It's going to cause a lot of problems, and it's going to be a very dangerous thing. And even if laws step in to try to add some kind of regulation to AI, there are enough smart people in the world that they will find a way to create their own version that will still do the things that we don't want them to do. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's gonna be. We're gonna live in a really weird time, and I think what you're saying, Chad, is 100% on the nose. Billionaires are going to start to do stuff like that to stroke their own ego, using AI to build this stuff. I think there's still going to be billionaires that are going to want to do it just because. I watched this video about Notch, the guy who made Minecraft, and they were talking about how Notch is a billionaire now. Like he's more wealthy than any of us could even imagine. You know, but he's objectively a nobody. Like he's not doing anything with his life. He did Minecraft, but now he's not really doing anything, right? It's not like Jeff Bezos, who's at least, you know, he's running Amazon, he's buying new stuff, he's doing business ventures, he's giving some money to charities and stuff, but like he's out there doing stuff. Notch is doing nothing. He's partying and gambling. Like and he can do that for the rest of his life and still be rich by the time he dies. But us as humans, there was this great piece. It was talking about just his life. They weren't talking like breaking it down psychologically. They were just talking about like the rise and fall of Notch and how he's become kind of a pariah in the gaming community. And they were saying that us as humans, we need a goal. We need some kind of challenge. We need some kind of obstacle in our way to exist, basically, like for a reason to live. And so once you're a billionaire, there's almost nothing you can't do. You can travel wherever you want. You could talk to whoever you want. You can get any phone number you want for anybody that you want to talk to. You could pretty much, you know, get intimate with whoever you want, because when you have money, most people have a price, right? Even if they're not objectively giving you the money, some of us will look more kindly on people just because they're willing to give us more money. And so like there's a lot more that you can do when you have a lot of money, especially that level of money where you could literally like influence politics. So you have a lot of power, so you don't have a lot of stuff in your way. So it almost breeds people to become riskier. So I think AI is going to be a big thing that billionaires are going to take advantage of to better their own lives and worsen ours. But I do think there's still going to be billionaires taking risks because they're just so bored with their lives, right? Like every day you and I go to work, we're always on the precipice of failure, right? If you come from a well-off family, you're a little bit safer, but it could still be within a year you go from having everything to having nothing, because life is so fragile. For billionaires, they're not on that table at all. They don't risk that kind of loss at all. They could literally lose $100 million a day for like a month and still be billionaires. And they're still fine. So they don't really run that risk. We all do, so it's harder for us to need that kind of rush. Whereas billionaires, their lives are boring. So they have to find rushes. They have to find stuff to kind of fight against, and taking stupid risks like that to boost their own ego, I don't think it'll ever go away. I do think AI is definitely going to be a part of it though. But it's crazy. We're going to be playing Dead Island. The colors are all weird. Give me a second here. There's, I play it with HDR on my monitor, but the stream doesn't go out in HDR. And the way that I have my stream set up, it messes with the colors, so the colors are all weird. That should be better. It might be a little bit overboard, but that's a little bit better. Your goals move from earning more money to learning new skills. Yeah, Hyper. I don't know so much about learning new skills, but it's just about finding stuff to fill your time. Really, finding stuff to fill your time is what it turns into. And that in turn leads to learning new skills, because when you fill your time with stuff, you end up learning things along the way. It's kind of inevitable. But yeah, it's once you become a certain level of rich, like that's why I'm of the belief billionaires shouldn't exist, because that level of richness is so obscene and is far too powerful that these people that are so disconnected with the human experience, not just society, but the human experience, are making decisions for the rest of us. And they have no clue what it's like. You know, like when somebody gets upset that they, how can I explain? Okay, somebody brought this up, the whole the price of the sub, $250,000 to take a ticket down there, and somebody like compared it to like buying an iced coffee, and it's like the iced coffee works out to be like 0.7% of your income for the year, and then when you break it down for a billionaire, the price of the sub is like buying 2 iced coffees. So like if you go out with a coffee with your friend and you buy 2 iced coffees, that's what it costs them to do this sub trip. They have so much power that to them that's all $250,000. But could you imagine how much $250,000 could do for an average person? Right? Like that's a lot of money. That's an insane amount of money. Yet these guys have the power to influence us when they think $250,000 is the equivalent of a nice coffee. So I don't think billionaires should exist because they don't understand human experience for everything I've just explained. And they're so disconnected from how things are valued, yet they're making decisions for us. Like that's not something that should exist at all in any way. It's crazy. Okay, Chad, so Dead Island. The original game came out 12 years ago, almost 13. The original game was that you were on an island, a resort, and it got infested with zombies. And you turned out to be immune to the zombie bites, so your whole mission is to get off the island as an immune person, you and 5 other people. So this is the sequel, and the sequel is that the zombie plague has now spread. We were on a plane, the plane crashed, 5 of us survived, and we are immune to the zombie bites. So right now, we're just trying to help people throughout the city. This is supposed to be Los Angeles. We're just trying to help people throughout the city stay alive from the zombie apocalypse. So I've been sent here. I'm supposed to check the lot behind Lenny's. I don't remember why. It's over there, but it's a boss fight, and I'm slightly underpowered. But that's all it is. This game is very much... it's like a looter shooter, but with like bashing zombies in the head. The whole point of the game is to just like wander around killing zombies mindlessly. The game's claim to fame is the level of gore. It's an obscene amount of gore that's in this game. It's like Uncanny Valley levels almost. Their gore engine is amazing in this game, and it's just about mindlessly killing zombies. So like if you're looking for a deep story, you're not going to find it here, but if you're looking for just like killing stuff, this is your game. I don't remember the buttons. Show us some gore. Look, the back of her head. So like her brain is sticking out. There's a slash in her brain. The whole point of the engine is that it actually actively deforms the body. Look, I was cutting at her arm, so her arm is half off. You could see where I was hitting her on her chest. So the body actively deforms. One of the things with a lot of these zombie games from the past, they had a set amount of models that they used. So like they had a zombie, then a zombie after it was caught on fire, a zombie with its arms, legs missing, and a zombie with his head cut off. And then it would just get bloodier, but the zombie overall looked the same. Whereas here, it's got like an active mesh, so depending on where you attack, it'll respond differently. So like there are times where I can slash them in the chest and their ribs will be showing. But then I can also slash them on the chest and it'll actually just like rip the ribs out and then they've got a hole in their chest. So like it'll actively do different damage levels versus other games where it has like a very similar gore style. I don't remember my buttons. There we go. See, like, he's not rotted, but the other girl was. And look, see, look, his eye coming out. And then I cut his head off. So, like, there's a different level of gore in this game. And that's kind of the big claim to fame here. It's done very well. The first few times I played it, it was very shocking to me to see that level of detail in the blood. Ew. I have played Dying Light. I love Dying Light. Look, see? I hit her in the face, and look, her face is crushed in. And her jaw is loose. There are times that the jaw gets ripped off and the tongue is coming out. So, like, it's very, very detailed. Look, like, there's a bone sticking out of her arm from where I cut it off. It's those little details. So when you first look at it, it's kind of like, yeah, it's gore, big deal. But when you start noticing how extensive the variety is in the gore, it's really well done. And there's quite a large variety in zombies as well. I'm a big fan. That being said, full transparency, I work with Deep Silver. I'm one of their creators that they work with, and they sent me this game. I think the link is still working. If you go to my Twitch, there's a link underneath you can click. You can get the game at a discount. I don't know if I still have that available. It should be. If you're looking to get the game, I like it. I like this game. But yes, Dying Light is awesome. Dying Light is actually when I played Dead Island, I was really hyped, and when it wasn't everything I thought, Dying Light was everything I wanted Dead Island to be. And then this came out, and this is everything I wish Dead Island would have been in the first place. Ew. See, the other one had the back of her head ripped off. Look, this one has the front of her head opened, and she's missing most of her brain. Look, her ribs are out. Anyways, you get it. You get it. This game was the full... If you're American, it was the full $79. In Canada, it was $100. Fairly expensive. Fairly expensive. So I would suggest, unless you're a really big fan of like Dead Island and Dying Light and stuff, I would suggest maybe wait for a sale. I know Deep Silver would hate me saying that, but I would suggest maybe wait for a sale. But it's... I like it. I do not regret having this game. I really like it. Yeah, there's weapon durability. You can repair your weapons, which is really nice, and you can repair whatever weapon you want. You can't see it. Oh, on TikTok, it's really cut off. I don't know. Maybe I'll just shrink it a little bit on TikTok. It's really cut off. I didn't realize it was that bad. Give me a second here. Just gonna shrink it just a bit, just so it's a bit more visible. Uh-oh. There is weapon durability, but you can repair anything you want. You can also upgrade your weapons, so you like find a weapon that's half decent, and then you can add different upgrades to it, which will allow it to be slightly more of your kind. Like, you can, if it's a slashing weapon, you can add one that'll like do more damage to their limbs, or if it's like a blunt weapon, you can add one that'll add more of a blunt force to it, so it'll actually knock them down easier. So there's a variety, but the durability is kind of a pain, just like it is in any game. I have to tell you, I'm in the process of building a very large automatic sorting. Oh, dude, headache. I have been dying to learn how to build a sorting machine. I don't know how to build a sorting machine in Minecraft. It seems very complicated, but I want to. I just don't have the weapon. I don't have the patience, but I need to learn. She's showing too much ribs. No slut shaming, we win. No slut shaming. Maybe I'm gonna get this tattooed on my lower back. Then what? I'll walk around with her showing her ribs, and I'll have that tattoo on my lower back, right above my butt. I'll even pull my underwear out, and my butt will kind of show a little bit while I'm doing it. What are you gonna do then? Anyways, yeah, I'm kind of torn on how I feel about the layout. Make myself a bit bigger. I think it looks okay. TikTok is really hard to make the footage look good, because the gameplay gets so cut off. Dontavis, hello. Been a few days. How are you? How are things going? Yes, we win. I'll wear your dress. I get cold easily, so I'll make sure I don't wear any kind of undershirt when I wear the dress and get nice and cold. Okay, well.
Apparently, Alex's gym buddies Moose and Dylan hung out behind Lenny's.
We got health. Oh, my mouse is broken. I forgot about that. Maybe, I don't know. Let's just risk it. Let's just risk it. Let's do it. All right, here we go. There apparently is a way, Chad. There is a way, and I've seen some creators do it, where they like do it full screen wise. I just don't do it because I'm using the TikTok Live Studio, and I'm pretty sure on TikTok Live Studio I can enable that. The only reason I don't do it is because everybody uses TikTok vertically, and as soon as you see a stream sideways, people are gonna more likely swipe versus like it being set up this way. They can just hold their phone and then swipe away when they're ready. That's what I think anyway. I don't know if it's actually accurate, but go attack them. But who knows? It's hard. TikTok is really hard to like really get a lot of views with anyway. It's not the most conducive. It seems to me that the strangest people get views on TikTok. My brother and I have been laughing. There's this guy who literally sits on TikTok with a piece of paper, and the piece of paper says, I need help paying my bills, please donate. He's literally panhandling on TikTok. And then when people say, why don't you, look for a job, instead of spending time on TikTok literally with a paper sign, why don't you spend that time applying for jobs and stuff? He'll accuse them of bullying. Now, as a streamer, I get it. People have said that to me. Why are you playing video games? Why don't you go work? I have a full-time job. But at least I'm doing something that, is some form of entertainment. But literally sitting with a piece of paper is kind of like the only one that I could say is definitely just trying to get other people to pay your bills. Yet the guy averages over 100 people per stream. It's really weird. It's really, really weird. I don't understand it. How do I throw my... Whoa! How do I throw my thing? I have a thing to throw. How do I throw it? Is it this? Nope. This? Okay, that's what it was. That's what it was. Dude, stop it. I don't even know which one of my weapons is more powerful. Oh my god, those ones, yeah. And I guarantee you, they're not even watching the channel. Like, it's so easy to do that. You can literally turn it on. Like right now, I'm on my computer, right? You put on your computer's webcam so it looks like a phone camera. It doesn't look as good. You don't put any settings in so it looks like you're using your phone. And then you turn on TikTok Live Studio and you can just cover the camera. And then just like throw on whatever you want and not even pay attention. So then you'll never laugh. And then people will do everything they can to try to get you to laugh. Like they're the biggest scams and people fall for it. People fall for it. It's so weird. I don't get it. Preston, how are you, man? I don't even know if I'm doing anything with it. Move. It's now one of your favorite games. It's so good. I don't understand why people hate it. I get it. Like, I get there's issues with the controls or whatever, but I don't play it enough to feel the difference. I like the game. I like Dark Souls 2 a lot. Yeah, I'll rate you according to your profile picture, or like I'll guess your job based on your username. Like, at least that requires the effort of a person pretending to like take some time. But like I could literally look, okay, Preston. I would say you're a director. Brian, I would say that you are a plumber. And late registration, you work at a college. That's all it takes. Like it's not a lot of work to pretend to like guess what people are doing for a living. It's nuts. But people give them money. People give them money. No, this is Dead Island 2. The original game that came out before Dying Light, actually. I'm gonna die, and I have no health. Not good. How come none of these guys drop health? Oh, I'm so dead. I'm so dead. I'm so dead. Does that distract the little guys at least? Where's the big guy? There's the big guy. Oh, no, he's turning... Oh, I'm gonna die. My rage meter isn't even filling. He's not even halfway done his health. Holy crap. Well, Brian, I appreciate that. It's kind of answering what Chad's saying. It's a double-edged sword. Being interactive with people watching the channel makes for a much more interesting stream for people who who genuinely want to just, you know, have a place to hang out, which is definitely what I am going for. But when it comes to making money, the whole point of streams, the whole point of not the whole point, but like the best way to make money is to find ways to incentivize people to give you money. But the best ways to incentivize people is usually by either the laziest jobs or the scummiest ways to get people to give you money. And that's not what I want to do. You know, there are people out there that make money in very, very legitimate ways. I have quite a few friends that do well on streams, and they put up good entertainment, and they're far more creative and far more entertaining than I am, which is why they succeed. But the people who make the most money almost always are pulling some kind of scam. I was talking about her before. There's this Asian woman who like dresses up and she looks like a porcelain doll. She does her makeup that way and stuff. And she spends the whole video just like moving around like an NPC, and that's kind of the gimmick of her stream. And it'll be like a 24-hour stream of me moving like an NPC, and then she literally sits for 24 hours doing that. But there's not a single person in the world that's going to stream for 24 hours without eating, going to the bathroom, going to sleep, any of that. You're not going to see that. So the fact that she is live for 24 hours makes it very clear that it's probably like an hour's worth recording, and then she just puts it on a repeat. And most of us are not going to watch the stream long enough to see the loop in the video. And it's very easy to cover a loop on a stream, because all you have to do is add like a little freeze frame, like the camera froze for a second, like your Wi-Fi went down for half a second, and then you quickly restart the loop. And now nobody can tell that the loop is started, and then you've got another free hour of footage, and just do it over and over again. And then people are donating because her NPC is so good and she's been live for 12 hours and I can't believe she's been stuck with it. But it's scummy. And so like, if I was willing to do something like that, there'd probably be ways to make money. Or like the people that'll like, you know, put up those fake like, for every $1 donation, I'll put your name in a raffle, and I'm going to give you something away for free. And then they just never give away something, which is illegal. But most of the people falling for these scams are, you know, 12 years old. Who are they going to tell that this was happening, right? So they get away with it. I can't bring myself to do that. So like, that's where I fail as a streamer, is I'm not a good business person. And again, not everybody doing it is trying to scam people. I'm not trying to say that either. It's just, that would be one of the easy ways to make money. I'm choosing the harder route, which is a much more, not only difficult way to make money, but it's a way that you really require a lot of business sense to get away with it. And I'm not good at that. I got more health out of him this time. Oh god, run. Aw. Dang it. Let's try the other mouse. This mouse, I dropped coffee on this mouse, and so it sticks. So 2 of the buttons don't work. Let's try this other mouse, see if that'll fix it. I don't think it will. Oh, I don't have 2 buttons on this one. Damn it. Weak in the back? Okay, I'll try that. Retro ZM, hello, nice to see you. Welcome. That's why I'd rather... Yeah, and that's it, right? Like, it's... Merle, hello, nice to see you. I saw you posted a video. It was really nice to see your face on my For You page. It was nice. It was a beautiful day. I was swiping through my For You page, and Merle's beautiful face pops up. And then Weewin comes on and shows me how beautiful she looks in her dress. It's a great day. All I need now is Tyler to show me how beautiful he would look in a dress. Yeah, it's so frustrating, because the beauty with streaming and with things like YouTube and Twitch and all that is that it's way more accessible to a lot more people, giving you a chance to see people that otherwise would never exist. Like, you wouldn't know these people, you wouldn't see these people anywhere else. They wouldn't have a chance to kind of show off their entertainment ability. So that's great. The downside is that anytime there's a way that YouTube or Twitch try to incentivize us by giving us money, somebody comes in and finds a way to cheat the system, and then YouTube or Twitch have to find a way to kind of stop that from happening, which then punishes everybody, right? Right now, a big thing, going back to AI, a big thing that's happening on YouTube right now, and it's a big issue, and it's starting to happen on TikTok, and it's going to get worse on TikTok, is AI-generated content for ads. YouTube is getting a lot of content being made by creators that are literally just like feeding AI with script ideas of like, oh, talk about the moon, and then the AI will talk about the moon, and then it'll just like, they'll get it to generate a video with just like pictures of the moon and like random people talking or somebody like looking in distress, and it'll just talk about the moon. And the thing is, it's AI, so it's not accurate. It's not like a script that was written by a scientist who's giving some actual facts. Instead, it's AI giving some stuff that is mostly right, but sometimes wrong. And these channels will post 8 or 9 videos a day, and each video is half an hour. And so what ends up happening is they're getting all this ad money for videos that aren't factual, that are, you know, mass produced, that nobody else can compete with, and are going to overpower the channels that are putting out content that's worthwhile. And eventually YouTube and TikTok are going to have to step in because something bad's going to come out of it, and then we're all going to get punished for it. It's the same thing that happened with the first adpocalypse, and it's like, it's frustrating because somebody will always find a way to scam people out of money, and then we all have to pay for it. If you go back to like when Ninja first started, when Ninja started to blow up, really, what was Ninja's claim to fame? He played video games and talked trash on camera. That was it. There was nothing special about his stream. Yet he turned out to be one of the biggest streamers of the time. But now, you can't just do that anymore. You have to do more to even start to stand out. It's rough. It's really, really hard to do anything unique as a streamer anymore. Oh, I'm blown up. I should probably concentrate and not talk so much. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm dead. I'm stuck. Ouch. Yeah, the 10-minute clickbait videos. Yeah. Alright, I'm giving away 5 PlayStation 6s. That's right, Sony sent me PlayStation 6 before anybody else, and all you have to do is watch this video, and at the end of the video I will tell you how to do it. Make sure you watch the video all the way through, and then you watch the whole video, and it's literally them like showing off some meme the whole time. And then at the end of the video, the way that you sign up is by like leaving a like, which, to my understanding, there's no way for a creator to measure who's left a like so they can do follows and stuff. And then they just never announce who's the winner of the giveaway of a fake thing that they never had. But nobody cares because the guy ended up getting 500,000 views, and those views amounted to money. And when he creates 8 of those videos in a row, he ends up making, you know, $10,000 in a month. So it's fine for him. It's crazy. It's crazy. Uh-oh. Okay, so he tires himself out eventually. This, I don't have a block button set up on this mouse though. Oh, run, run. Oh, I'm out of health. Oh, I'm out of health. Okay. I don't think I have anything set up to use it though. Like, I don't have any like electrical equipment or anything. You're right though. That's what I should be doing. That's what I should be doing. Infinity Gamer, hello, nice to see you. Yes, you lurk away. You lurk away. How do I win this PS6? I'm interested. All you have to do is hit that like button and then follow me on Twitter and Instagram and Twitch and TikTok. And then you have to donate $1, and for every dollar you donate, every $1 donation you make, you get 1 input into the contest, and then when the PS6 comes out, I will call you to let you know if you won or not.
I don't need
It's all legitimate, I swear. Retro ZM, yes, this is Dead Island 2. I don't know. I didn't think about that, chat. Let me try. Let me see if I can get him lured to the water.
Get into it, you melter!
Let me try. Let me try. It is legit. It's so perfect. You don't even know how legit it is. I'm not a fan of doing giveaways on channels. Like, if I was a really, really big channel and I was, you know, making a living as a streamer, I would definitely want to do giveaways. I don't like when I see small channels doing giveaways, though. Because it leads to a false sense of hope, I guess. Like, ouch, I'm dead. Oh god, did that do anything to him? No, it doesn't seem to have done anything. Do I have... is there... fire... Nothing... 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 Nothing. None of my stuff is upgraded. Crap. Blow up! I'm dead. I'm dead. I'm standing right next to it. I knew it. I'm an idiot. Aww. I died. Okay. I'm gonna try to find an upgrade station, upgrade all the stuff that I've got. Maybe that should help, maybe? Maybe? I don't know. We'll see. Thankfully, it doesn't start me right at the match. I can walk away. I gotta see if I can find an upgrade station, though. I just don't know where.
Apparently, Alex's gym buddies Moose and Dylan hung out behind Lenny's.
Okay. But yeah, I see smaller streamers giving away stuff. Which, you know, all the power to them if they have the money to, or if they feel like that's what they want to do. But where I get, and this is like a stream tip for everybody, anybody who wants to stream. What ends up happening is you end up with these streamers who, you know, potentially will get a lot of views because they're doing this giveaway, and it might be something really cool that they're giving away. But what ends up happening is the people who join for that giveaway will quickly unfollow once the giveaway is done. Because they don't actually care about your content, they care about the giveaway. And then once that's done, they leave, and then you've lost the viewers. And not only does that, you know, hurt your ego because you thought you were getting followers and now they're gone, but it also could hurt the algorithm because the algorithm measures how popular your video is or how popular your growth is, and it's going to push or pull you away based on your growth. And if people are leaving en masse, it's very quickly going to stop promoting your stuff because they're going to say, oh, this person is not something people want to watch. And so, like, giveaways in general just aren't a good idea for channel growth. They're a good way to thank your viewers for the support or whatever. Or, like, if you get, like, a free key to something and you want to give it away, and you're allowed to, awesome. But to do it for growth, I don't think is always the best thing. It's different if you run a business and you're giving stuff away as a streamer, and you're like, you know, I make art and I'm going to give something away. That's different because that's your own effort being put in, and you're not purchasing people that way. That is you giving a piece of you to somebody. But, you know, I see these channels that are literally like, if you follow, I'm going to be doing a PlayStation giveaway. And then they're giving away games and stuff. And it's just like, that's not going to help you in the long run. It's actually going to hurt your channel, like, big time. Because people are only there for follows or for free stuff. They're not actually going to support you. So, like, you're not going to make money from people who want free stuff from you. And you're not going to get more followers from those people. They're going to follow once and then they're going to disappear. Versus, like, organically growing somebody who just enjoys what you're doing. You know what I mean? Okay. I don't see any kind of upgrade thing. Okay, perfect, badass. Perfect. Okay, so I will do that. So, Chad, I don't think you can see the message on Twitch. Badass just said to immediately run around and hit all the fire hydrants. So along the same lines of what you were saying. But the whole point is that the fire will not go out of hand because all the fire hydrants will stop the fire from spreading. So very much along the lines of what you were saying. Just I didn't clue in on the safety involved. Whoa, dude, you don't stop running. I don't think... Can I... How do I... Wait, is it this? There it is. Okay, inventory. Do I have anything electric? don't think that's electric. This is electric. It's not very powerful though. Can I repair it on? I don't think I can repair it while I'm in. Okay, and this is electric. I'll have to repair these. Crap, the damage is so low though. Maybe I can use this to hit him at a distance? It's not very powerful, but it might help being at a distance. Okay, let's try that, being at a distance. I just want to see if I can find... I'm trying to find right now, like a repair table or a table where I can customize and then hopefully repair some stuff. And maybe that'll help. Oh, Brian, was that you over there? Was that you? What would I suggest for a first-time streamer on TikTok? I don't know. If you look, I've got 4 people watching me, so clearly I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to lie to you. You get people, there's one person in particular who started making Twitch tip content, and all the power to them. I'm a big believer. I don't want this to be misconstrued, because there is somebody that said something similar and I bashed them pretty hard for it. But I'm positive their take was what I'm trying to say I'm not doing. When you're going to talk about something, you have to have some level of understanding about what you're talking about. Now, that doesn't mean that you have to be successful at whatever you're talking about, right? Like, you know, just because you're not a famous streamer doesn't mean you don't understand what people would enjoy as a streamer. You might have things in your life that don't allow you to stream. It was you? Okay. I appreciate it, man. I don't know if you said it here and I missed it. I was talking too much. But yeah, I'll definitely do that. I'll definitely do that. I'm just trying to find a spot to upgrade, because I've only got the one shock weapon. And I need more shock weapons, obviously. More first aid is always good. But I don't see any upgrade tables, and I don't see where I can find one. Doesn't the map show me? It might show me, okay. So, that's the teleport thing. I don't know what those shock symbols mean. Death, death, lots of death. I don't see... is this it? Is this right here? So if I go down this street and to the right. Okay. Oh, what? I didn't press it. What a waste. Oh, I wasted my stupid psychotic thing. No, cancel. And I waited forever to cancel it because I didn't see that I could cancel it. Damn it. Guess I'll just kill some zombies to try to fill up that meter. Wyatt, hello. Yes, it's Dead Island 2. Dead Island 2. So anyways, I don't want to lie to you. You do have to have some kind of knowledge about what you're talking about. So I'm not trying to say that anybody who talks about it has to have a huge following to listen to them. Because you can be an expert and not actually have the success in the field. Like for me, I've been doing this for 7 years. I kind of know some of the stuff about being a streamer. I couldn't talk to you about business because I'm not a good business person, but I can talk to you about what would be entertainment, what would bring your quality up, all that kind of stuff. I've never been able to dedicate my time to it because I haven't had time to be able to stream long enough to help for my own growth. There's a certain window of time you should be streaming. You should be streaming 3 to 4 hours. But you also don't want to go out to like 12-hour streams every time. That's not conducive to growth. That's just going to burn you out. So the tips I would give you to start streaming, just do it. Just start streaming. Pay attention to your chat. Be interactive with your chat and make them know that they're worth it for you to, you know, be streaming. Make them know that you value that they're coming to watch you. Don't criticize yourself too much. It's very, very easy to beat yourself up when your stream doesn't go the way you want or when something goes wrong on the stream. You're always going to have some kind of technical issue. It's impossible not to. It's impossible not to feel pressure when all of a sudden your camera's not working or your audio's messed up or, you know, you've got like alerts but they're not working. It's very, very easy to like start beating yourself up and being like, what the hell's wrong? And like, I can't believe I fixed this and I want to fix it and I can't, and all this kind of stuff. Don't let it get to you. Everybody's stream has issues, even years down the line. I've been doing this for, almost 7 years now. And I still don't have any clue what I'm doing. And I still have issues all the time where stuff goes wrong, where sound stops working. Literally, as I was getting ready to hit live, I couldn't hear the music in my ears for my browser, and it just wasn't playing. And it was really frustrating that everything was right and it just wasn't working, and all it took was to restart my window and then it was fine. Like, I refreshed the window and then it was fine. It happens. There have been streams recently where I was streaming and all of a sudden my microphone would just cut off for no reason because the GoXLR app kept freezing because the GoXLR kept unhooking. It happens. So don't beat yourself up if things go wrong. It's going to happen. You're not a professional. You're not a TV studio where there's 15 people doing the job that you're doing by yourself. That's why I kind of laugh when I watch the whole Ubisoft announcement thing, because like they've got teams of people doing the stream and they couldn't run a smooth stream, yet I'm literally by myself in this room and my stream is running smoother than theirs was, which is hilarious. But allow yourself to make mistakes. Don't listen to the quick growth tips that are out there that are giving you like guaranteed ways to grow. Like, you're going to get people that are going to say, oh, you have to like look up, there's certain websites that'll show you like what games do how well at what time. But those aren't always a good indicator, because it could be due to one streamer playing the game who has a gigantic following and they're the ones getting all the views. So if you play it, you're a nobody, nobody's going to come watch you, right? You can't rely on those numbers. You also could hate the game, and if you're not enjoying what you're playing, it shows to the audience and they're not going to want to watch. So those quick growth tips aren't the best. People saying play games that are popular, that's BS. It will help if you can jump into a trend when it's early enough. It's kind of like the stock market, like crypto. If you can jump in early enough, sure, you could have a lot of success from it. But usually by the time an average person realizes how hot something is, it's usually too late by then, and the big people have taken it over and you're not going to get anything, because people would rather watch the big people. Find something that makes you entertaining, because a lot of people have this idea that either streaming is just about playing video games and you get paid for it, which, take it from me, I've only ever made decent money as streaming for a few months out of the 7 years. Almost 7 years. Only a few months did I make decent money. The rest of the time, no money. I've been broke the whole time. I make enough money to maybe pay my internet bill. Even right now, I don't make enough for that. But like, that's pretty much what I make enough money for. So it's not an easy way to make money. There's a lot of work that goes along with streaming. Or the other group of people think that they're good at a game, and so people are going to want to watch them because they're good. But streaming is so accessible that there's always going to be somebody better than you. So you can't just have skill in a game. You have to have some kind of entertainment value. And then it depends on what kind of entertainment you want to give, right? Like, there are guys that are literally out there, like Tyler is his name. A big thing for him was that he was toxic. Like, that was the big part of his stream. Now, obviously, they've been cutting back a lot on that on Twitch and stuff and banning people. But like, that breeds to toxic viewers, which breeds a lot of mental health issues. And streaming is very, very hard on your mental health. It's very hard to spend a lot of time doing this and then have somebody come in and try to troll you, and have people come in and, make fun of you. But if your whole audience is that, it's very hard to keep yourself strong when everybody around you is constantly making fun of you. Because even when you're happy, they're going to try to bring you down. So I would suggest not going for toxic breeds. But find what makes you good, right? Don't put on a fake persona, because it's easy to put on a fake persona for a 5-minute video. It's very hard to do it for 4 hours straight. Like I have Miguel, who's this character, and this is a persona that I put on for when I play 7 Days to Die. But after I'm done playing, my throat is raw. It hurts almost like it's bleeding. I am exhausted by the end. I feel like I've been singing for 6 hours straight by the time I am done my stream from talking this way. I can do this very easy for a short amount of time, but it gets exhausting. But I do it as a character, and it's very clear it's a character, it's not me, so I can come out of character whenever I feel like it on the stream. Be yourself. Because a lot of people have this idea that they see somebody successful and they try to emulate them, and it's not who they are. And it'll show, and then you're going to come off as fake, and then that's going to hurt you in the long run. Even if you could put it up for a while, after 6 months, a year of doing it, you're going to burn out. because it's hard to put on that fake persona consistently on stream. If you look at Dashi, if you watch any Mario Maker, I don't know if you do, but Dashi is a big Mario Maker creator, and his big thing is he screams, he's super energetic, like, I'm Dashi, this is how I talk, welcome back to soup. That's his whole energy the whole time. He's like that, so you can pull it off. I'm not. I couldn't do that for 4 hours, 5 hours straight. So be yourself. Outside of that, the only other thing I can say is if you set a goal, set it for things that you can control. Don't set goals that are relying on somebody else. It's hard to kind of grasp what that means, but think of it this way. I have people that have come in and they're like, oh, I'm going to set a goal that I want to average 15 viewers by the end of the year. You can't control that. You can't control how many people are going to watch you. You can have the best stream in the world and nobody watches you, and you can have the crappiest stream in the world and everybody watches you. You can't control that. But you can control how many hours you stream. You can control how many days a week you stream. You can control what kind of incentives you put into your channel for people to watch you. You know, like I'm going to make sure that once a week I have a theme for my videos. That's something you control. So if you set goals on things you can actively control and leave the rest up to luck and your ability to read the room. Outside of that, there's no other tips I can give you because I don't know what they are. I don't know how to read analytics. I don't know how to deal with business contracts. I don't know how to read what people want and like. So definitely can't help you there. And don't worry about quality. Honestly, quality doesn't matter. I have a really fancy looking stream, but it's because I did photography for a long time and I was a sound technician for a band for a long time, so I like sound. But you don't need good quality. You can literally be streaming from a potato and it's going to be fine as long as you're entertaining. That's all I can say. Is this game worth getting? I think it's worth getting, but I would maybe suggest on sale.
Giant feckin' roid-soaked monsters everywhere.
Yeah, that's why we need guns.
2 months, 2 years, 1 month, 18 days, 12 hours. Holy crap.
Folks were saying Ashbury, but now I understand what rednecks mean by feeling
2 years. Holy crap. It's been a while, yeah. It's been a while. As long as you can play Doom on a potato, streaming is easy. Exactly. Yeah, Chad, no worries. Honestly, try it. Don't set up any goals. This is the one thing I can say to you. Try it. Don't set up any expectations for yourself. You know, just give it a shot. You might hate it. Give yourself permission to walk away if you hate it. Because streaming is not for everybody. It really isn't. It's really not for everybody, and it's okay that it's not for everybody. It seems very easy because so many of us like video games, but it's kind of like sports. There's a difference between watching football and playing football. You can love football and you can love playing football with your buddies in the field on a good summer day, but you wouldn't want to get up at 4 a.m. to train every single day for, you know, the next 5 years, beating yourself up daily in front of people criticizing you, you know, guys with big, you know, beer guts telling you that you're an idiot because you missed a field goal or whatever, when they couldn't even bench press half of what you do. It's not for everybody, right? It's the same with streaming. Playing video games is fun. Getting in front of people and having some people to hang out with is fun. But making this into a job isn't always fun. Sitting there and like reading what's popular and what's not, what games are in, what games aren't, what games are coming out, what games aren't coming out, what you want to do with those games on your channel. Does the game work for your channel? How's the hardware going to... All of that is a lot of work to go through, and staying in touch with people. You know, I'm bad at Twitter, but I'm good at TikTok. So like I'm good at making TikTok and commenting with people and whatever. But it's really hard when like you get 50 notifications and 40 of them are people making fun of you and then 10 of them are good. You know, not to say that when I get 100 notifications and 99% of them are good and one of them is bad. Yeah, those are really high days too, but there are bad days, so it's not for everybody. So give yourself permission to walk away if it's not for you, because that's fine too. You know, don't beat yourself up. Don't go in and invest on like a Go XLR and a pod mic and a fancy computer with a 4090 and a big, you know, a 6 light setup and all this stuff if you're just starting out. Build it up little by little. Start out and just see what you feel when you're streaming. Because let me tell you, it really sucks when you stream for 6 months and you have one average viewer who only comes up once in a while. And then you're streaming to yourself the whole time. It really beats you up after a while. After a while, you start feeling like you're the failure, when sometimes it may not be you, it just may be the approach you've taken. And the more invested you get into it, the harder it is to change that direction you're taking. You know what I mean? Like right now, I'm very, very casual with my streaming. I'm not doing anything super dedicated. So like I'm chatting like crazy. I'm not doing anything exciting on the stream. I'm not incentivizing people in any way. So it's not helping me grow. But I'm doing this casually right now. So I'm okay with it not helping me grow because I'm not expecting to grow with the way I'm doing things. In about a month and a half, I'm going to have a hell of a lot more time on my hands. I'm going to start producing high quality videos every day for TikTok. And I'm going to start doing YouTube videos, hopefully once a week. Right now, the aim is going to be once a month. And then I'm going to stream 5 days a week, 5 hours a day. So there's going to be a lot more effort put into it. That's when I need to start paying attention to what I'm doing. So if I start going wrong, I can try to fix it. But if you're invested and you've put a bunch of money into it, it's almost putting bad money after good. Like you're already invested by spending all this money and now you feel like you have to continue. Don't spend the money. If you need lights or whatever, either go to Amazon or build them yourself. I built all my lights originally myself. So that way you're not very invested. So like if you end up quitting, you only spent $100, not the end of the world. Versus quitting after you spent $2,000. It's a lot harder to walk away from $2,000 than it is from $100. That's the only thing I could say. Give yourself permission to quit if you don't like it. There's nothing wrong with quitting as a streamer. Most of the friends I made on TikTok, I'd say about 75% of them don't stream anymore. And they were all far more successful than I was. They were all doing way more stuff than I was, did way better deals than I did. A lot of them became partners, and quite a few of them stopped streaming because it just wasn't for them, even though they were better at it than me. But performance has always been part of my life, so I'm okay with being in front of the camera and maybe not having the best audience growth right now. I'm enjoying myself, and that's what matters. You know what I mean? Brian, thank you so much. I appreciate the heart. Thank you. Potato shamer. But yeah, somebody was asking about the game. Wait till it's on sale. Unless you really like mindless zombie slashers. I know I'm way behind on this. Unless you like mindless zombie slashers, wait till it's on sale. It's a good game. It's not like playing Call of Duty where there's like competition and stuff to keep you going. Even if it's the same thing over and over again, there's always like just that fresh competition involved. There's none of that here. And this isn't like Last of Us where there's a deep story that's going to like tug at your heartstrings or make you angry and like invest you in the characters. Mine's a smartass. I think she's Scottish? A smartass Scot. And she makes snarky comments and it's about slashing zombies. Like there's nothing super deep about this game, but it's exactly what I want, which is running around slashing zombies. Like that's all I care about. So if you like that, then definitely buy it. I would say maybe wait for a sale only because it's a lot of money. It's really expensive. You know, it's $100 here in Canada. So I would definitely consider, I would definitely consider, here we go. A sale. But I like it. I don't regret this game at all. I'm loving this game. Big time. Limb damage. Increase the damage, reduce the durability. Ooh, this just increases damage. Yes. But yeah, Chad, if you're doing it for fun, do it for fun. Don't beat yourself up if you don't get a bunch of people watching you. It happens, right? It just, that's what happens with streaming. There are so many people out there that are not giving themselves that freedom to say there's competition. And it's okay that I don't do as well as other people. Going back to sports, I'm not a big sports person, but let's liquidator, caustic damage. No, but there's water everywhere, so that's not going to help. You know what? I'll just yeah, let's just do electric. Let's do electric everywhere. Going back to sports, I'm not a sports person, but actually I'll do both damage, even if this brings down the durability. And they, going back to sports, how many kids grow up dreaming, whoa, frame drops, dream of being, you know, a big famous hockey player or soccer, or football player, or I'm not going to say soccer because whether you're American or Canadian, not a big following around here, or like a basketball player, right? And they could be very good. And in their high school team, they were very good sports people, but they never make it anywhere. And even in college, they have a hard time getting accepted into a college program as an athlete because there's just so many people out there that are better than them at it. And that's with sports. And sports require some things you cannot control, right? Like you have to be a certain size to really be considered decent at basketball. You can't be 5'10" like me and think you're going to be playing with Jordan, right? It's very rare the guy my height playing, and it's usually the really short guy on the court. You can't be 150 pounds thinking you're going to be a football player, because you're going to get crushed with your first tackle. And then on top of that, like the money to be able to go to practice and to train and buy the equipment, like there's things that might be out of your control. And yet you still have thousands upon thousands of people trying to be soccer, football, basketball stars that never go anywhere with it because it's so competitive. And now imagine streaming, where all it takes is a phone, a television, and a PlayStation. And you're good to go. You can go live. The competition is so much higher because you can have a kid who's 12 years old trying to stream. You can have a granny who's 95 years old trying to stream. There is no prerequisite to be a streamer. You can just do it. So the competition is that much higher, which means it's that much harder to shine. And a lot of people forget that part of it all, and then they beat themselves up when they're not succeeding. But it's like, dude, you're competing against literally millions of other people doing exactly what you're doing. So it's okay if you don't do as well as everybody else. You're not going to make it as a full-time streamer, and that's fine. So go in with that mentality so you don't beat yourself up, because it can very quickly turn into hating yourself for not getting the success you should. Like Nike, just do it.
Give over. I don't need...
Yeah, we went and that's it. You had one viewer for your first stream? Exactly, Merle. Yeah, me too. I went the first 3 months, actually, without any viewers on my stream. I remember I was so happy. There was this guy, I don't remember his full name, his full username. It was something Penguin. I know it had Penguin in it. It was something Penguin. And they... Okay, let's find some fire hydrants just to make sure I get them, if there are any other ones. So those two are already hit. Is there another one anywhere? I see those big jugs. Okay, maybe I should hit all the jugs and blow them up so they don't cause more fires. Does that... Nope, that's just more oil. Anyways, he was the first person to watch me stream and would like chat with me, and I was blown away by having a person chatting on my channel. It was, to me, it was out of this world that somebody was talking to me. And it was like, it said 3 concurrent viewers. One of them was me, because I had my laptop on to make sure my stream was running. One was Penguin, and then there was some kind of lurker watching me. And I think it was somebody that I had become friends with in real life, that I had met them, and they said that they would watch my first few streams. But my first few streams had nobody, and it was just that one person who chatted. But like, for 3 months, nobody watched me stream. It was just me. I talked to the camera as if there were hundreds of people talking to me, but there was nobody there, and that's okay. You know, but I knew that nobody was going to watch me. But I still made it seem like I was expecting a big audience, and I was going to be entertaining no matter what, even though nobody was there. But it's that if I am going to be this confident when nobody's watching me, then of course when people are watching me, they're going to feel like there's going to be some kind of value to it. Whereas like if you're by yourself and you're not giving any kind of positive energy while you're streaming, yeah, people aren't going to want to watch you, because they're like, if they're this miserable when they're live and nobody's watching them, why do I want to watch them? Right? So that's the whole thing. Yeah, it's the entertainment factor. Yeah, games are stupid in Canada when it comes to expense. I hate it. I hate it so much. But yeah, it's all entertainment value, and I think a lot of people forget that. A lot of people think of streaming as playing video games, but it's a form of entertainment. It's a replacement for some people for watching TV, right? And watching TV, you wouldn't watch somebody just sitting there. Seinfeld was like the ongoing joke on the show Seinfeld, is it was a show about nothing, and people were like, how do you watch a show that has nothing to do with anything? But it's but like the whole joke was that it was about nothing because it didn't have like a through line through the story, but there were still things that were happening. It's still about entertainment. And streaming is the same way. Yeah, it's an entertainment form of somebody playing video games. But there's the through line of like inside jokes with the community, of them being really funny because they troll other people, or being like insanely skilled at a game, so you watch them for the competition like a sports game. Or they're creative. There's this guy I bring up all the time, Duty Beard. The dude is like, he's the epitome of 90s television on his stream. He uses green screen. It's not the highest quality, but that's part of the charm. You know, he's not trying to be a movie star. He's part of it is the fact that it's so jank, and he plays into that, which is great. He'll do green screen like special things for like Christmas or Halloween, and he goes in full costumes and writes a whole story, and it's like watching a show. And then you watch him stream, and it's just him being quirky and hilarious on stream when he's just casually playing a game. And that's why you would watch him. I love the guy because he's so creative. But people forget that that's a big component in streaming. It's not just playing a video game, it's the entertainment around the video game. You come together because of the game. My big draw for a lot of people, and I'm not saying that it's a good thing, it's definitely something I'm working on because I gotta add more to it, but like a big part of what I do. Okay, so hold on. So I gain stamina by killing a bunch, but what other options are there? Hit them while they're down. No mercy. Don't let up attack. Attack zombie suffering harmful status effect. Get a moderate boost to damage. That might help right now. I think I might use this one because these guys are all on fire. Anyways, a big thing for me is I chat. I try to picture my stream as like us hanging out at my house, sitting on the couch, just chatting, and the game's kind of on in the background. That's kind of what I go for the most part. It's not always the case because obviously sometimes I talk too much and I miss a bunch of the chat. But like the whole point is I'm trying really hard to like create more of a hangout culture on my stream. Now my stream used to be a lot more about horror-based stuff, so there was a lot more jump scares and... Oh, I thought I was invincible when this was happening. Okay. There's a lot more jump scares and like the goal of the stream was to scare me. Those will come back. I don't stream long enough now for it to be a thing. Brian, thank you. 99, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Love the cowboy hat and the mustache. Nice. Nice. I gotta figure out how those people do the thing where like the stuff shows up on screen. I want to figure out how to do that. But yeah, I used to like I used to play horror games on stream, and the big joke was you could trigger jump scares, and it was trying to scare me at the best times on the stream.
Alex's gym buddies Moose and Dylan hung out behind Lenny's.
Did I? It didn't. Okay, all my upgrades are still there. The goal became for people to try to scare me at the right time on stream. So like I would play a game and they would find ways to trigger jump scares at the right time and see how often they could scare me. And that became a big part of the stream. I don't do it now because, like I said, I only stream for like an hour and a half, 2 hours most times. How long have I been live? An hour and a half. And so it doesn't allow people to hang out long enough to jump scare me and kind of build up that tension. But, you know, in a month and a half or so, I will have that time, and then I'm going to do full-blown horror streams. I'm looking at buying certain horror games in particular to do exactly that. I want to make sure I can trigger, like, give people a reason to do the jump scares, which then just adds an extra element of interaction for the viewers, you know what I mean? Oh, the water stops after a bit. Whoa. Yeah, I can't even restart the water. Okay. But yeah, the entertainment factor is a big thing, and I think a lot of newer creators don't understand that fully. And the truth is, not everybody's made to be an entertainer, right? Like, not all of us really understand how to entertain. But we don't really understand how important entertainment is and how entertainment works. You know what I mean? And that's okay. It's not that if that was the case, then all of us would be stand-up comics. All of us would be professional actors. All of us would be doing a lot more entertaining in our own lives. We don't all have that mentality. But I think streaming has kind of filled us with that fake expectation that we all should know how to do it. Because we see so many just average people playing video games, and it's not that easy. Come on, fill up, you gore meter. What happens if I hit him with gunk? Will zombies come after him? Look, there's less zombies. Did it become easier because I suck so much? Might have become easier because I suck so much. No, it doesn't hit him. He doesn't even get distracted by it. Okay, where's the, which weapon did I put all the extra damage to? Was it this one? I think it was this one. I think that was the one. Do the stomp. Oh, I poked him with it. I poke him with it. I thought it was a slash. I thought it was a slash. Panic. Run. Oh god, I'm gonna die. Oh god, I'm gonna die. Heal, heal. Okay. Let me try hitting him. I tried, but I think I missed earlier. Let me try to see if I can trigger it again. Just give me some space here. Give me some space here. Please, start up again. Open. Nothing. Nothing. They're out of water. Man, these cities are not safe. Okay, so this weapon is really, really hard to accurately hit them with. I chose the wrong weapon to, okay. Where's my... Let's... Whoa, 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 whoa. Stomp, dude. Give me a stomp. Give me a stomp. It hit the wrong guy. My controller is so sticky. My mouse is so sticky. I should. I should. Maybe I'll sing him a song. Do you think bards have that kind of power? This is working. This is working. I forgot I had the gun. Okay, come on. Oh god. Hey, I got the thing. Hold on. No, no. One more grenade. One more grenade. Did it work? Did it kill him? It killed him. We did it. Oh my goodness.
Dylan wasn't the only one on fire in that fight. Hope my hair's not singed.
Thank you for the GG. We win. Thank you.
I've met the Bride of Frankenstein. It was Dylan Egypt who enjoyed being on fire.
Give me a second.
Let's not end up a
Symbol. I'm sorry. I don't know if you answered me, but I didn't see it because I was too busy talking. Oversized arm bone.
What a prize. But it does mean I can find out what Dylan innards can do.
Gross. Gross. My inventory is full. Okay. Tell Alex his ex-gym buddy is dead for good. Okay. Can I get out through here? Yes, I can.
Ugh. Alex owes me a few pints
It's the first try.
That's for sure.
It's the first time I tried. Exactly. Exactly. Symbol, yes. I actually used to play Souls games on the channel once a week. It was weekly. Brian, thank you. Uh-oh. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for the GGs. But yeah, I used to play Soulsborne games on the channel all the time. Once a week, there was always a Soulsborne game on here. We were actually playing Elden Ring up until my dad passed away, and then I took some time off. I'm leaning towards going back to it. It's just we were stuck, or I was stuck. I didn't know what to do, so I need to spend some time grinding to level myself up a bit so I can handle it a little bit better. But I am going to bring it back because I do like playing Soulsborne games. It used to actually be something that I did exclusively with my brother. We would play co-op. That was our co-op stream. but he doesn't stream anymore because he doesn't really have time. He streams once in a while, but not as often.
My legs are jello. I'm done.
That's nothing. I was very nearly well done.
Yeah, Elden Ring is awesome. I just got so lost.
Take.
Oh, frame drops. Okay. I got so lost and I got frustrated because we found a boss and I kept getting killed because I was way too underpowered.
It's
Okay.
done.
Both of them?
Both.
Was it, respectful?
Respectful? If you call splattering their undead corpses around Venice respectful, then sure.
You beat me like 7 times.
You might have picked the wrong lass for the job.
Give me just a second.
Told him not to skip leg day. Every time.
You've got a good head in you. This place you've got here will hold up for a while. But why don't you and the boys come with me to the Sterling Hotel? Can't say no to reinforcements, comfy beds, an on-site doctor.
Barbed wire, death pits, thousands of zombies? Nuh-uh. Maybe some other survivors come past and we can help them out.
I'll post a glowing review, if you think it'll attract customers.
Nah.
So, any tips for getting to the Sterling?
Get into the big army base on the beach. Take a quarantine corridor to the lifeguard tower, then follow the signs to the green zone.
Grand. Look after yourselves till I see you again, huh?
Ba-na-na-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na. Sorry. I appreciate that, Brian. Yeah, it's I love the Soulsborne games. I'm a big fan. I'm not very good at them. I've been playing them consistently since I started streaming. Like I started doing Soulsborne games. I started with Bloodborne. I was gonna say Blood Omen. Bloodborne. Probably about 2 months into my streaming thing over on YouTube, and it just became something that was easy for me to play with my brother. My brother used to come to the house and actually physically stream with me on Saturdays. So it used to be Mario Maker Monday, then on Wednesday it was Wednesday Mario Kart. No, Wednesday Zelda, Thursday Mario Kart, then Saturday I would stream with my brother. And my brother, I would play retro games, and it was an evening stream because it was my day off from work. And so I would stream in the evening, starting around 6 p.m., and I would go till about 1 in the morning. So my brother would come after he was done his first part of his shift. So he would show up at like 11:30, 12 o'clock at night, and we would play for like an hour and a half playing some kind of retro game. And then he couldn't do it anymore because he picked up more work and he wasn't able to show up on the Saturday at night. So then we decided that we would turn Tuesdays into our Dark Souls stream because it was his day off and he had the morning free. So we would both log on and play Bloodborne together in co-op. And then we finished Bloodborne and we went to Dark Souls, and then we played all the Dark Souls games. Then we started doing challenges where it's like, oh, no shield, which is a basic challenge, but it just adds a bit more difficulty. Then we did no armor. Then we started, the last things we were doing was a 1 stat challenge, basically only leveling up 1 stat through the whole run and then see if we could beat the game. And so we did that for years, but I never got really good at the game. I always kind of stunk at the game, and I still do. But the fun was just playing the game and the satisfaction I would feel for beating a boss with my lack of skill. It was always worth it. I just took time off because my father passed away. I wasn't in the right state of mind to play and chat and pay attention to stream and everything with such a difficult game, because that is one of the few games that gets me frustrated on stream. And so more than anything, I get frustrated because I get lost. It's not so much about like the difficulty of the game itself. I have a really bad sense of direction, and so I never know where I'm going. With Elden Ring, it's so open that I really don't know where I'm going. So the frustration kicks in of like, I'm wandering around for the last 2 hours and did nothing. And so I didn't want that when I was already under a lot of stress and already in a really bad mood. So I kind of shifted over to like Minecraft. Now, Minecraft has never been part of the channel. It just became something that was really easy for me to do. And then Girl Thulu gave me a copy of 7 Days to Die, and that just fits in so well to my own interests with survival games. And I really like the freedom I have to create. Like, that's why Miguel exists. He plays 7 Days to Die. That is what he's doing. And so it's like, that's opened up a whole new avenue for me to create content. But yeah, I want to bring the Soulsborne games back. I'm hoping in the near future, when I have a bit more time. My brother is also going to be shifting where he works. So I technically run my own business, but my brother hires me, so I'm subcontracted, and he is planning to shift his work to be closer, because right now he travels almost 2 hours to work every day. He's going to be shifting to be closer to here, which should hopefully give him more time, and then maybe we can start co-op streaming again. We have a few ideas to do co-op videos. You know, I'm probably going to play Miguel. He's going to play this character, and we're just going to get into shenanigans, like that kind of idea. But yeah, I want to bring the Soulsborne games back because they're fun. They're really fun. It's painful getting lost. Yeah, and that's the problem is I get lost, and they're already very vague in what you're supposed to do in regular Soulsborne games. And this one, with it being so open, it's even harder to know what to do. And because I'm talking, I don't pay attention to the scenery, so I don't see the things that I'm supposed to be seeing. And so I get to areas and I just wander around. Like the first 3 streams was me just running around that first open field. Then I made some advancements, and then the last 2 streams have been me running around that open field again because I don't know where to go. So like that part gets me frustrating. Is it echoing again? Really? Let me hear it. I didn't even realize that. Let me hear. I haven't checked my stream, so I don't know. Give me a second here. TikTok for some reason doesn't let me see my own stream on my stream. I don't hear an echo. It sounds fine to me. Yeah, it might be, Chad. I mean, hey, I'll give them this. They got me, for sure. You got me, community guidelines, if it was a joke. And 2, that was creative. It's not like other ones where it's like you're about to be banned or whatever, the same copy-paste comment that almost everybody says. But it was good. That was a good one. You got me there. 40 minutes of walking. Nice, Infinity. Nice. Good job. Walking is so underrated. People always go out for runs, but running is bad for your knees long term. There's a set amount that you can run and still be okay, but long term running isn't so good for your knees. Walks can be insanely good for you. Like, you can lose a lot of weight and get relatively not in shape. You're not going to be able to run a marathon after walking a whole bunch, but you can get into a healthy shape just by walking. Walking is like so underrated. It's so underrated. I think the era of Mario Maker on your channel was the best. Yeah, Mario Maker was awesome. I got burnt out on Mario Maker, which is the main reason. Which is the main reason I stopped playing. Is I burnt out. I don't have the same patience that some of the Mario Maker creators have. You know, some of them. Okay, so that was over by the beach, right? Let's head back to the beach. Some of the Mario Maker creators, they look for all the troll levels. They like to be trolled, and that's enjoyment to them. I don't have as much fun with the troll levels, but my skill level isn't high enough to do the skillful levels. And, and the half-decent levels are kind of boring in Mario Maker. And so I started getting burnt out by having so many troll levels. Not to mention, at the time I was streaming a lot more, so it was much easier to burn out. And it was very hard to... you end up with a lot of very young viewers when you're doing Mario Maker, which I prefer being family friendly on my channel. I'm not like super family friendly. I'll still swear and say vulgar things and stuff, but I'm not insanely vulgar on my channel. But it's very hard to deal with like the 12-year-old edgelords coming by all the time, or 12-year-olds that don't necessarily understand when they're being annoying. They're not trying to be annoying, but they can be. You know what I mean? I'm not saying 12-year-olds are annoying, but like there's more of a chance that you'll get a 12-year-old who is going to really push their own perspective on the channel to the point where it gets annoying. Like, I'll get them that'll come in and they'll suggest things for my channel, which, you know, that's them being nice. They're not trying to do anything negative. But after I say I'm not interested, they continue to push it and push it and push it. And like after 3 hours of them pushing the same thing, it gets frustrating. And then you deal with that every stream, you burn out faster. Or you get like kids who don't understand that we aren't to blame when they're having a bad day, and they'll come in here and they'll be pretty aggressive towards us or other viewers. And most of the time they're sweet kids, so it's really hard to kind of be like, hey dude, calm down. because they're kids and they don't know any better. But at the same time, you're allowing them to abuse your other viewers, and that's not fair to the viewers. So like it gets tiring to do Mario Maker. At the same time, Mario Maker content was really fun because it was always different, and it was just varied enough that you could play it for years and never run out of content. I mean, Ryukar, my favorite streamer, content creator, is still playing Mario Maker, and it's still entertaining, even though he's been doing it for forever. You know what I mean? Luis, I've been good. How have you been? Yeah, they keep repeating the same phrase. Community guidelines. Yes, I've played both Spider-Man games. They were amazing. I really, really liked them. I liked them when I first tried. I tried the regular Spider-Man on the PS4, and I liked it, but it was kind of like cool, but I'm not like super hooked. It was fun, but not amazing. Then I got the PS5 and I got Miles Morales with it because of the fancy graphics, and that kind of pushed me to get past that little hump of like, okay, to fully get hooked. And then I went back and played the original all the way through. I cried at the end. I don't want to say what it is for anybody who didn't play it. If you're like me and taking years to get to a game, I cried at the end. It was awesome. I love it. I'm really excited for the new Spider-Man. Really excited for the new Spider-Man. Yes, Grayson, this is Dead Island 2. This is Dead Island 2. Okay, I guess we can scrap this. Wait, is that the one? Yeah, scrap this. And this one. No. Because that's really weak. And let's grab this gun that I just saw. You're replaying the Arkham trilogy? Yeah, the Arkham games were really good. They were really fun. I'm not big on the whole like sneaking mission style games like Splinter Cell. I loved Splinter Cell, but after like a couple missions, I was like, okay, I want more than just sneaking the whole time. So the fact that Batman kept me hooked from beginning to end for all the games, except for Arkham City, that's the one that I never beat, but that's because I got the PC port, and the PC port was so bad. I should go back and play it, though. I hear it's gotten better. Not fixed, but it's better. Come on, let me up. What the heck? This is weird. Okay, let's not go there. But yeah, the Arkham games were surprisingly good. They're surprisingly good. Isn't Rocksteady supposed to be making a Superman game? Is that a rumor, or did they confirm they're making a Superman game? Call of Duty? No. Not a fan of Call of Duty. You increase the speed every 10 minutes? Nice. Yeah, right now you don't want to go for walks outside. The air quality is bad. Apparently there have been some studies that have been done over the last couple of weeks, and there's formaldehyde in our air right now, and there's another one, I can't remember what the other one is, that also causes cancer. So they're suggesting like stay indoors, keep your windows closed, air conditioner on, because it's way too dangerous. So yeah, I wouldn't suggest going for walks right now, but normally walks are really good. Ew. Gross. Yeah, 6 kilometers an hour is pretty fast for walking, for sure. Now, treadmills are good. If you can get a chance to walk outside, I would suggest, when the air is better, if you're in an area with bad air, I would suggest going for a real walk, because there's a certain element of the treadmill walk that makes the walk slightly easier. Because the tread is actually moving underneath your feet, you don't have the weight of your body, of like the actual function of you moving your body, which that just adds just a little bit of resistance extra, which makes the weight loss even more, or the health benefit even more, depending on what you're going for. But I would suggest maybe going for like an actual walk once things get better, and once you have time and, you know, the ability or whatever, because obviously I don't know your situation, but I would look into a real walk. Plus, going outside is just good for you in general. Getting some sunlight and fresh air when it's fresh, is always a good thing, for mental health and for just yourself in general. Whoa. Uh-oh. I don't think I meant to do that. I need to find the override, she said, right? Did I override it that way? No. Can I put a battery on something else that'll override it? Maybe it'll blow it up somehow? Huh. How do I override? I see wires up there, but they don't seem to do anything. To make a lot of games. Right now they're saying they're going to make a very dark TMNT game. Yes, I did hear about the TMNT game. I am very excited for... I don't know if it's the Rocksteady one, but I know there's a new one coming out based on the one comic series that came out. And I am, like, insanely excited for that one. I haven't read the comic, but I've seen what the premise is, and I think it's going to make a very good game as long as they keep that darkness to it. If they make it a bit more adult, I think it'll be a high level game, like Turtles in Time kind of reputation for a game. I really am looking forward to that. I want to try that game big time. Would I ever consider playing Inscription? I don't know what Inscription is. I haven't heard of that one. What's that one? Community. This one is better than the original Dead Island. The original Dead Island, I enjoyed it, but it was a little bit slow. It was mechanically not the best game, you know, like the attacks felt clunky, the characters didn't move very well. If you played co-op and you watched them jump, if you've never seen the jump animation in the original Dead Island, you need to go and look it up because it is insanely bad. In most games when you jump, the character kind of squats and jumps up, so they have like an animation of jumping. In Dead Island, I love you, Deep Silver. This is just, I'm telling you this because I love you. I don't know how it looks on here because I haven't played co-op on here. I'm hoping it's better on this one though. But in the original Dead Island, you just like lifted your legs. There was no jump animation. They just like picked their legs up and you floated for a second. It was really weird. The animations in this are way better. The graphics in this are far superior to the first game. I don't know how old you are, community. I'm going to guess you're pretty young, so you may not have been a big gamer when the game came out, if even alive at all. And I'm not saying that to demean you, it's just most of my viewers are like 16 and under. The original Dead Island looked dated by the time it came out. Like, it didn't look like a modern game. It was on the 360 and it looked like the end of the original Xbox level graphics. Like, it wasn't great. Along with all the clunkiness, the boring like fetch quests was the whole mission structure. And even though it was a big open island, it was empty. There was nothing to really look at. So people have argued with me saying that was open world, so this isn't anything new. But that didn't feel as alive as this does. This feels intricate. There's places to explore. There's things to look at. The other Dead Island was just empty. There wasn't really anything to look at or reasons to look at anything. This one corrected all of that. The animations feel better. The graphics are up to date. They look modern. There are some glitches here and there. There are some clunkiness. The physics feel kind of weird to me at times. Storyline is still just as basic, but it feels like there's more going on in this game. I personally think this game is everything the original Dead Island should have been and fixed everything that was wrong with the original Dead Island. But if you're looking for like a deep story... Arkham, bam, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. If you're looking... Welcome to the Retro Squad, by the way. If you're looking for like a deep story like Last of Us or Horizon, you know, one of those games that's going to really compel you to play, you're not going to find it here. If you're looking for heavy gameplay like Call of Duty where it's like super tweaked and it's really like sharp, you're not going to find that here. It's a lot more brute force than anything, but it's a fun time. It's a very fun time. I just heard Bing Bong, but I didn't see who it was, but thank you so much. Community Guideline, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Ew, work. Gross, Merle. Gross. I hope work goes okay, though.
You need a code, huh? Of course you fucking do.
I hope work goes okay, Merle. Yeah, Brian, as a kid, I was a gigantic TMNT fan. I was part of, like, the mainstream fandom. I never read the comics. I wasn't... Ew. I wasn't cool. I wasn't involved in any of that stuff. I was involved in, like, the 90s cartoon and the toys and the live performances. I had the tape of it and everything.
Last entry was a Wednesday.
And... you know, so I can't say that I was like a true devoted fan, but I loved the Turtles to the point where like I want the TMNT arcade cabinet so bad. So bad. So I'm really excited for this new game. I'm really, really excited for this new game. We haven't... I just got... So I realized... Sorry, I'm kind of jumping everywhere. I didn't know. Netflix has free mobile games that you can get. and I don't know if it's on Android as well, but I know on iOS they have Shredder's Revenge on Netflix that you can download for free. I downloaded it and started playing it. Oh my god, so much fun, so much nostalgia. Like, that like hit me right in the right spot for the game. I love it.
A duty roster. Which day did things go tits up?
I'm such a big fan of TMNT. I really hope this new game is gonna add that extra element of adultness to kind of scratch the nostalgia itch, but also allow the adults to really feel like adults while playing it and not feel like a little kid, like an adult playing a little kid's game. Do you know what I mean? All right. Would you rather I call you Jimmy? I'm going to call you whatever I see on the screen just to make it easier for me to remember. But thank you for that follow. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. All right, Infinity Gamer, go to sleep. Have some sleep. Get some rest. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you being here. No. How, Weewin? What happened? What happened? I would be... Oh, I'd be so upset. I would be so upset. You still have the sub in Blimp Toys? I used to want the car, the turtle van, so bad, and I never had one. Then I saw a TikTok of somebody doing it for real, and like, I was so jealous because their van looked exactly like, what was it called? The Turtle Mobile? Is that what it was called? I'm so jealous. It looks so cool. It looks so cool. I still love the turtles. I still love the turtles. Oh man. Missing those days. See, I don't know which version that would be. I don't think it's the same one that I watched. Mine was the 90s version. Then they kind of revamped it and it got really famous again.
Not this one.
And the new art style was more anime inspired.
Nah.
It was almost closer to the comics in the sense of like just the art style in general, but it felt more cartoony to me, but not in a good way. So I wasn't a big fan of the revamp they did back in like the 2000s. And then ever since then, it just got worse and worse. And then I stopped having any interest. Oh God. Like I didn't watch like the James Cameron, or was it not James Cameron? What's his name? The big action star guy that did Transformers. I didn't watch his Turtles movie. Like it's just, I lost touch. That's why I'm really hopeful for this new game. I'm really hopeful.
Yes.
Is it an amazing? Yeah, it is an amazing. It's on Android. Yeah, it's such a good game. I've only played the first level, because I'm in that phase where like I want to play it, but I don't want to rush through it and then not enjoy it. But the more I put it off, the longer it's gonna take me, and I know I'm eventually never gonna beat it. So I need to sit down and play it. It's so good though. Graphically, it's.
Not you.
Oh, I loved Shredder's Revenge. Oh man, I'm really hopeful for this new Turtles game. I'm really hopeful. Oh man, so I never had the original Turtles game. My cousin did, and I didn't like it because I had the arcade NES one. And my dad and I played that. That was like our game when I was growing up, and that's still my game that I think of my dad every time I play it. And then I got the Manhattan Project one that was like a follow-up to that arcade version that was an NES exclusive. But I got the original one now as an adult that I collected. Holy crap, that game is hard. That game is hard. But I never beat the arcade ones either. I could get to the Shredder fight and I could just never beat him. I don't see. Could they be out there maybe? Only 5%? Do I have to check all the friggin' zombies? Is that what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to check all the zombies, aren't I? Alright, let's head back out. Can I head back out? Am I stuck? Let's see. The old live action movies are great. Those are such classics. Those were really well done. I was furious. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that. Yeah. Yeah, that's, yeah, I know that feeling. I know that feeling. I'm sorry, though, because that really sucks. That really sucks. Oh. I just broke something recently, and I can't remember what it was. Well, the mouse is one of them. But there's something else that just broke recently that I was really upset about, but there's nothing I can do about it now. It was like my my MacBook. I bought my MacBook Air, and within a couple of weeks, I closed it. I was frustrated, and I closed it, but I didn't, like, it wasn't like I slammed it shut or anything. It's just I closed it without thinking, and it was on my bed, and one of the bed sheets had wrinkled a bit and gone under the screen, and when I closed it, I cracked the screen. Thankfully, it wasn't the screen, it was the bezel at the bottom, but it's made of glass, so it broke. I was so mad because it was within a couple of weeks getting the laptop, and there's nothing you can do. You can't return that. You can't get it fixed. You can get it fixed, but it's going to cost me, from Apple, it was going to cost me like $500. And the piece, I found it online, it was like $20. I just don't have the courage to do it because I could break the monitor doing it, so I just never fixed it. But like, I was so mad. I was so mad.
Yeah, not what I need.
So I can't even imagine how frustrated you were, especially because you were so excited about those headphones. Level 7 Shredder's Revenge, nice. Jimmy, I have. I'm a big Resident Evil fan. Actually, you're on Twitch, right? Can I? It's blurry, so you can't see it, but that shelf right there, it's all Resident Evil stuff. Can I actually? Where's my other mouse? They're up here. Let me. It's not going to be super crystal clear. It's going to be super tiny too. But off. You can kind of see it. That's the Chris Redfield from Resident Evil 8 with like the village book. It came with like the save chest, the one that you get in the save rooms. Weewin sent me, which you can't see it, but it's right there on my bag. She sent me like a do not disturb knock door handle thing that's hanging on there. There's a first aid spray that's right next to it on the shelf. The Resident Evil 8 came with like a cloth map that I have kind of hanging like a tablecloth, but it's the map of Resident Evil 8. I built my own poster, which you can't, it's next to this thing. This is like a stay out, zombies ahead, but right next to it, TikTok can't see it, but Twitch can. This is a poster that I made. It's like a movie poster based on Resident Evil 2. I had made a movie poster for Resident Evil 3 and 1. I just never printed them out. What else? I've got my very first Resident Evil item, which you can kind of see right there, that little like white blob in front of the book. That's a plushie of Nemesis. That was the very first Resident Evil thing I ever got that actually somebody named Ryan sent me. He's been around for years. He's a good friend of mine. I got Resident Evil socks. I've got a wallet. I got lots of Resident Evil stuff. I'm a huge fan of Resident Evil. Actually, I've got a zombie tattoo because I'm hooked on zombies, and it started because of Resident Evil, actually, in particular. Oh, that's so sweet, Weewin. That's so sweet. The potion made my hair grow. Exactly, that's what happened. Weewin sent me potion, magic first aid spray, and it made my hair grow instantly. It was crazy.
More of the code.
Oh. Okay, so we got most of the code, and now I gotta find Hicks himself to get the last bit. I guarantee you he's gonna be some giant zombie that wakes up and attacks me. Guaranteed.
His tags now. Last seen going for a shite. Class.
Oh, Brian. I'm glad Nora is past that age to do stuff like that. When Alana and I first started living together, that was like a big thing we tried to instill in her, is that my collection is to look at and not to touch. And I guarantee you whoa! Holy crap, that scared me. I guarantee you it killed her inside not to be able to touch, because, you know, kids, they need to touch everything, and they're all toys, right? Like, it's literally toys in my background. See those jump scares? That's why the jump scare thing was such a big thing on my channel. 'Cause that's my reaction when I get scared.
The whole
But yeah, like it was, I ended up breaking stuff because I touched it and she never broke anything. But that's the worst, because like they didn't do it out of like malice, but it still got broken. Oh man, that sucks for your headphones. That really sucks.
Oh, Danny, learn to shut your gob, would ya?
Yeah. Right, I noticed it wasn't an option. I'm like, okay, he's gonna be in there. I don't know. I expected him to be sitting there and then stand up. I didn't expect him to instantly be attacking me. Uh-oh. Fight my way back to the... Holy crap! Can I, like...
You, in the area. Identify yourself.
You first.
This is
Get out of here.
Officer Rodriguez. You should turn around, dumbass. That corridor is not secure. It's your funeral. Out.
Are you dead? Are you dead? Are you dead? Are you dead?
You dry shite.
Okay. Whew. I forgot that I could do the craze thing, the fury mode. Oh well. Yeah, the RGB thing definitely
Through the valley of death.
definitely makes it irresistible. Yeah. You know what I hate? I like RGB. I think RGB is it can be really cool. It can be really tacky as well, but it can be really cool if done well. I like how RGB can look. I hate that the only companies that do RGB tend to be the ones that make lower quality stuff. Tend to. Not always, obviously, because there are very good RGB things out there. But like the easier to access RGB stuff is always like some Chinese drop shipped headphone that you've never heard of, and then when you get it, it's like a dollar store headphone. I wish... Oh crap, my frame rate's dropping so bad. So I wish there were more options for like good RGB stuff. Ouch, ouch, go, 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 go. Is this the way? This is not the way. Bless me. Yeah, if it's done right, it's amazing. Like, even right now, my computer's driving me crazy because I have the RGB interior. What the?
Okay, listen up.
I glitched through. It made it easier.
Right. It's wall-to-wall Fuppet, so last chance to turn back. Do not attempt to enter the tower or I'll send a...
I gotta stop in a minute. Thank you. Thank you for the bless me.
Try it.
Hey, we leveled up. Nice. Whoa! My RGB. So in my computer, I have my power ribbon, the one that has like the power for my motherboard in general. That one I bought like an RGB thing for it. I bought a really cheap one, so I can't select the color, so it like cycles through a rainbow color. Not a big fan of the rainbow thing. And don't read into it. I literally just mean I don't like how rainbow looks in RGB for the most part. But then I've got 3 fans that all have RGB lighting around the edges, and then my CPU cooler, I got a water-cooled CPU, and that one has like a reflective, not screen, but it's like a reflective glass, and underneath is RGB, so it looks almost infinity. That one lights up. And so usually I go for like a white, just because I like the neutral colors better, and I feel it looks a little bit less gaudy. So I'm not a big fan of like the really crazy RGB rainbow colors everywhere and flashing and all that stuff. I like it to be a lot more casual and subtle. But I think RGB can look really, really good when it's done well. I'm a big fan, but my computer's driving me crazy right now because I did a Windows update and it crashed in the middle of the update and it reset my RGB lights. And so they're all rainbow and just like randomly scaling through the rainbow. And I don't like it. I don't like how it looks. Oh, no worries, Weewin. You lurk away. I hope the rest of your day gets a little bit calmer and you're able to kind of take a few deep breaths and relax. Yeah, I should be live tomorrow, though. I should see you tomorrow. But yeah, I think RGB can be really cool when you like theme the whole room in a specific way. There are some people. There's this woman that I follow who she talks about streaming and video games and stuff. It's a very like chill aesthetic her whole channel has. I really enjoy watching her videos because she's just got like this friendly, cozy, I guess would be the phrase, demeanor for her channel. And she talks a lot about aesthetics, and everything that she has is like a white and green mix, but it's just very like, it just feels really nice. Very much like the Instagram beige, white, neutral colors, that kind of theme in her setup. And her lighting fits perfectly with what she does. It looks so good. But then you get the people that do like rainbow everywhere, and it's just like, it's too much. It overloads my senses. I'm going with green right now. The only reason I'm doing that is because when I go with blue, which is what I like, it picks up on my microphone and I get a weird buzzing. Something about electrical interference with that specific color, blue and purple, tend to cause a lot of electrical interference. But then like the orange comes off as just like an incandescent light bulb. It doesn't look nice. The red is too dark, so it doesn't pick up anything, so it looks really dark in the background. So like green and blue, green, blue, and purple are kind of the only colors I can really work with. But the purple, everybody does. The blue adds a lot of like buzzing to my microphone, and then I'm using green, but it helps the colors. It doesn't help the colors. It makes the colors worse on my camera. It's very hard for me to color correct my videos because it reflects on my face, and the camera tries to color correct, and then it makes my face look almost magenta because it's trying to make up for the purple or the green. So the green is not the best color for the background, but it's the only color that I feel doesn't look like everybody else's stream, if you know what I mean. Tiff, hello. How are you? Why does it look like I'm trying to throw stuff? Oh, I think my mouse is just freaking out. I'm gonna stop in about 10 minutes though. But yeah, the main reason I stick to RGB for my stream background is because RGB tends to help me stand out versus, you know, the rest of the background. If I turn off the RGB, my lighting is good enough that it looks okay, but it definitely feels lacking without... Oh, and you're eating me too? What a jerk. Oh well, I died. I guess we can leave it there. The lighting... Watch, if I turn off my background lights real quick here, it all of a sudden just feels dull. It doesn't feel good. Do you know what I mean? Like the lighting just doesn't feel as balanced. It feels a lot less. It feels a lot more like I just put a spotlight in front of me versus actually, what is my lighting looking like? I don't even know. Because I changed, am I overexposed? I'm going to look up like as if I'm playing. Let's see. I'm a hair, I might be a hair overexposed. It's not bad. I moved where my light was. This light used to be over here, but it added too much shadow on this side. So I put it in the middle to see if I could get a bit of a nicer light. But yeah, it looks not as intentional is the word I'm trying to find. It doesn't feel intentional. Whereas like, even though RGB is very gamer-y, this feels intentional. It feels like I actually made my lighting look this way, which I really enjoy. It makes it look more professional. But yeah, RGB is kind of, ugh. Stop, Tiff. You're gonna make me blush. You're gonna make me blush. But yeah, I will be back tomorrow. Probably gonna do 7 Days to Die. I'm not 100% sure. If I don't, it'll be Minecraft for sure, but one of the two. And we'll continue. With 7 Days to Die, the last time we played, it glitched out, so we had to quit because it was stuck. Remember the weird console thing came up and it just typed a bunch of stuff and I couldn't get away from it. So we'll have to hope that it loads me into a good spot. But we were also really far away from our base, and we were surrounded by zombies that were killing us. So we might be in a bit of trouble. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Tiff, I'm sorry that you're joining us right at the end. I gotta get going. Lana's waiting for me. She's got to go to bed. And obviously it's almost 4 o'clock here, so she's been up for a while. Yeah, I appreciate you popping on. I hope life is treating you okay. And I hope that your streams are going well and that everything is doing okay, that the weather's okay. Our sky sucks right now. It smells like a campfire outside at all times. It really, really sucks. Because we can't even open the windows because the forest fires up north are making things real bad over here. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow and we will continue. Like I said, either 7 Days to Die or Minecraft, because with Minecraft, we were looking for stuff to dig out so I could get designs for my armor. So if I do Minecraft, we might continue with that for a while. See if I can get some kind of armor design, even just one, just so I can try to design some armor for myself. And if not, we'll do 7 Days to Die where we just continue to explore. I want to play that co-op, so I'm trying to explore 7 Days to Die to experience some of the stuff that I don't know about yet. So that way when I play it co-op, the reaction doesn't take away from just the shenanigans I'll get into by playing with other people. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Sorry, my nose is really itchy. Yeah, Canada is... oh, Tiff, you don't know. Alana and I are broken up. She's moving out in like a month. So, yeah. Anyways, the forest fires, they're far from here. Apparently like a town like an hour away from me got evacuated because the smoke got so bad a few weeks back. But the smoke smell is so gross out there, and our sky is just like overcast all the time. Even when there's no clouds, there's just like a gray tint to the blue sky. It sucks. Hopefully they can get them under control, because obviously out of control fires is bad for everybody. You know, it's affecting the states. It's affecting parts of the states worse than where I am, because I'm lower south than parts of New York. So like I actually have less of an effect than some people in New York are getting. There were days in New York where the sky was orange because of all the smoke, and our sky was a gray blue, but it was clear. It's crazy. It's crazy out there, but it is what it is. Anyways, I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for hanging out. Brian, thank you for being here again, and I will see you tomorrow. And Jimmy and Nikki and Tiff and Merle and Weewin, I know that you were lurking. I don't know if you're still going to be there, but thank you everybody. I really appreciate everybody hanging out and being here. Luis as well. Dontavis, I don't know if you're still around, but anybody who's been watching, thank you so much. I will be back tomorrow. TikTok, I will say goodbye now, and I'll say goodbye to Twitch in just a second. Goodbye, TikTok. Thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. And Twitch, YouTube, thank you all. I appreciate the love and the support, and yeah, I'm looking forward to streaming tomorrow. We'll see what happens. It should be at the regular time tomorrow. I don't have anything to do tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you then. All right. See you later, everybody.